isn't that what you had?
I'm tired of popular opinion. I'm the head nigger in charge. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
When you look at the credit,
Yeah.
the girlies are there.
Good Times just always, it just felt too sad every time. I was like, they keep calling it Good Times, but like every episode is like, Lord, where's the money?
And that's friends in real life.
Welcome.
We're back.
One of these days, I'm not going to start laughing the minute that this thing starts.
Why? Why does it always break out into hysterics every time we
And I want to say
record on this thing?
I want to say it's the camera, but it's not, because I also, when we were just doing audio, I laughed as well.
No, I do it on the audio too. Yeah, like it's. I think because the idea of what we're doing is so funny.
Yeah.
Still, it is,
Yeah.
at least to me. It's hilarious.
You're sipping something too? Okay. Well, then I don't feel so bad. But
Salud.
cheers.
Because
Salud.
baby, listen.
So I guess I have to remember that we still have to introduce ourselves, because yes, it's
No, the folks know us. They know us, okay? The people who
the lower
are
thirds
following-
will take care of it.
Yes. Because I just feel like the people who really love us and follow us and hold us down are the people that we actually are friends with in real life. But no, for those who don't know, I'm Tristan.
Yeah, I'm Chris. And this is Friends in Real Life. Cheers.
And this is Cavassier, for anybody who's wondering, because that's the kind of work week I've been having. It's nice. Yeah.
Well, I'm drinking Mad Dog 2020. Special.
Oh, boy. Okay.
No, actually, I think this is, I forgot because I put it in a decanter, but it's not. It's obviously not Mad Dog. It's like
yes,
monkey shoulder, or one of those like whiskey bourbon situations.
Okay.
But it's very nice. Okay, well, look, a lot has happened since we last recorded. For usual,
I know.
Somebody had a birthday. Spoiler alert, it's not me. Yes, we did it up for our good friend Tristan on her 25th birthday. Wild.
For sure. The big 2-5 again and again.
And again.
And again. No.
No.
A good time. I, of course, thank you guys so much for going all the way to San Diego and being a good ass time, and just, we had perfect weather, we had good food.
Yeah.
We got to, shake a little tail feather, like the DJ was giving. Like, it was, I think, a stellar chill weekend all around. So shout out to everybody who came through, but they're good times, good stories. I'm having a little bit of anxiety though.
About?
So I posted pictures of myself from that weekend.
Yes.
Because, I post once a year. Like, if you go back and look at my ridiculous social media, you'll see that every post is a birthday, which means I'm averaging one post a year.
Yeah.
And I put that one up. And you know me, I'm really not, like, I joke around, but I'm really not ashamed of my age. Like, the jig is up. Like, I'm a first generation millennial, and it is what it is. So, so I put that and all the things, and you know me. Once I start getting the likes and the this and the comments and stuff, I turn into shy brother, and I'm just like, oh Lord, like,
you gotta. I mean, I stopped looking, but I felt like when I did it, because it naturally came on my like timeline, or on my threads, and I was like, oh, his post is doing numbers. There's a lot of folks in these comments. I don't know these folks, so
I don't know any of those people. And I said that like because I got a couple of DMs from
Sure. Of course you did.
both after that point. So I actually asked somebody, like, just curious, how did you find me? And they're like, yeah, you came up on my threads.
Yeah.
Like, I think in my head that it's just going up to the like two
No,
people that follow me.
no,
And no,
no, it
these
does numbers.
I don't know any of those people, but grateful because they were very good to me in the comments. Um, love that for me,
Sure.
but how I feel when like that, strangers' attention is like on me. I go into like a very weird space. So I don't know how people have like thousands and thousands, or dare I say millions of followers. Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously the people who are at that
Sure.
level are probably so removed from that, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, that it doesn't really like bother them. But if you think about a person like Cardi, who is very involved in her real social media,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and bonds to people, and
Hmm.
where do they get the energy? Oh my God, my
I don't think
social
I
anxiety.
could. I mean, I've
Ugh,
never had it, right? I have a decent following, but like I
you
don't get
do.
I don't get that much interaction. I feel like my following is only because I started out on social really early, right? Like when
Yeah, yeah. I'm always late to the party when it comes to social
and it
media.
was usually people like moved over from Facebook to Instagram. It was like an easy, seamless. So I feel like that's part of it. Also, I don't get DMs about me. So it's like, who's that in your picture? Who was,
No.
that's kind of the energy I get. So that's like pointed and I can go, oh, well, that's such and such, or they're tagged, or like, whatever.
Yeah, a
So,
lot of my followers are because of you.
sure. Sure.
Just so we're clear, because I'm not active enough. Like,
Because of me is is tricky, interesting language use of the English language. Because like because of me could be
the
like, oh
truth is
yeah,
tricky language now. That's so mega of
well,
you.
yeah, that's it. Okay, guys, look, so such a good episode. Don't forget to check us out on Friends in Real Life and on Instagram. A MAGA
Okay,
claim is
Flip.
a MAGA claim is absolutely nuts. All I'm saying is that like you'll say, oh, well, this person that met me through some like it's not directly because of me. It's like someone that maybe knew me or maybe is a friend of one of my friends commented, and somehow that's because
All
of
I
me.
know
And I feel
is
like that's not right.
no, because all I know is when I know that you've posted me in
Yes.
something,
Yes.
over the next few days, my followers
Mm-hmm.
start coming out of nowhere. And I always check to see, who do I have in common with this person?
Uh-huh.
And
And it's
the
me.
reason why I'm usually okay with whatever comes my way
Yeah.
is because you are
I'm the common
the tie that
denominator.
binds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're the middle guy for the foolishness. So I'm like, all right, Chris knows them or is, adjacent. Although somebody following Matt is the reason why I was like talking to this one kid in DM, because I will look, I'm like, who are they following? Who's following them? Because I don't want any weird shit. Um, and he was following Matt, and he said, I can't remember what he said, but I was like, well, I saw that you follow somebody that I'm cool with.
Mhm.
So I figured, and he was like, yeah, I don't know him, but I saw a post of his, because that man's going crazy viral. He's
Yeah.
like, a post of his came up on my feed and I liked what he said. And so I follow. So I was like, all right, well, the fact that you did that lets me know you got a little bit of sense.
Sure.
And he
Yeah.
was just like, yo, you're wild. So it's like, if I know that they're somehow connected to people that I know or that I fuck with, I'm okay with it. I,
Sure.
I don't want like these random, Saudi princes who be trying. I don't know what. I don't know how my stuff always ends up in foreign territory. It's very weird, but I'm like, how did you find me
You
from
popping
the
on
mountains
threads.
of
You
Russia?
popping on social. I
Listen,
always
that's
see,
very no. I'm not here for
I see your posts all the time. I'm like, yo, Tristan's got the likes and the comments. The only time I went like somewhat all right, so I kind of understand how you feel, is when I talked about LA. And that
Yeah.
went a
Don't
little
do
viral,
that.
but then it got a little mean. So I was like, okay, I gotta
Yes,
I just
that's
deleted it.
the thing.
I just deleted the comment. I was like, okay, well, never mind. Because
Well,
I'm
yeah,
not,
and you did the right thing because I don't understand how people can tussle and fight for their lives in those comments, child. Like, and I'm a girl who, you know me, my social media presence relies heavily on my
yeah.
vices. I usually turn off when I've had a few,
Hmm.
my defenses are down. I don't give a shit. I'm not overthinking anything. And
Hmm.
I'm just like, here's what we're doing. But if I had somebody like trying to like as soon as I see you trying to get aggressive or
Yeah.
like really, I'd be like, child, hide, restrict,
Yeah. Hide,
block. I'm not
restrict,
doing this.
delete. I mean, the thing is, majority of the comments, it was me basically saying, like, I don't know if LA's for me. It's been tough, et cetera, et cetera. My usual spiel. And people are like, "Oh, well, maybe you should go back to where you came from," or
Yeah,
like,
they're quick to tell you to go on home.
all that. And then people are like, "No, he's absolutely right. That's why I left LA. LA's trash." I'm like, I didn't say it was trash. I just, so then it was like 2 minutes. I was like, delete. Let's
See,
just
and all that back and forth gives you notifications, and then every time you
right,
open the thing, it's
right.
exploding on you.
Yes,
Listen,
yes.
I can't. I
No,
can't. I'm getting better though. I told myself that I was going to be better about all of that because I
good.
understand what it means for what we're doing and like
Yeah.
other things that I'm trying to do. And, I don't really see the point of social media if you're not promoting something. Like to
Mhm.
me, it's an advertising space.
Yeah.
This whole thing of people like going on there and having therapy, I just could
Right.
never. But I am going to put on my list of things to tackle in the next season,
Yeah.
be more visible on social media.
I love that. And you should. And you will. So
Anyway,
love it. Okay. Well,
uh,
listen.
should take a quick break, or you got something else before we get into our little
Nah, we should take a break.
uh,
Because also your lighting is way more popping than mine, and I'm feeling the
ew,
lighting.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
I
your
had to
lighting.
work hard for this
No, your
lighting
lighting
lately.
is good, and I feel like I need to adjust. So apologies, folks, for the love and hip hop Ray J of it all. When you see me in a different outfit, and then we come
Not
back from break, when you see the hat this way, and all of a sudden I got on a red shirt, and then that's what it's given. So we're gonna take a little break
Yo,
here,
can
and when
you
we
please?
I'm just saying, no, we'll take a little break here. And when we come back, we'll talk about, we have a lot to talk about. We'll talk about what we've been watching, but also we went to an event that I feel like really ties to an important conversation about stuff on screen and art and all that stuff. So take a little break
Sir.
and we'll be back.
Okay.
All right, we're back. Lighting's still the same, but it's fine. We're
Your
ready.
lighting actually, it looks fine. It does.
Okay.
It does
All
look
right.
bad.
All right. Appreciate it. All right. So, fun fact, I tend to be outside and sometimes I like to drag Tristan out with me to certain things. And one of the events that we were invited to or got a chance to go to was an event for an iconic director, writer, producer, person, Mara Brock
Create,
Akil,
just a
creator. Yeah,
creator.
this
Yeah.
creator period, right? Mara Brock Akil. There was an event with her, and even with Mara Brock Akil, presented by this group or organization, Hollywood Confidential, and it was at the Academy Museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at the Academy Museum. So really, really nice, like the whole joint. And we got a chance to hear a lot about her story and to
Yeah.
witness her get her flowers, so to speak. And I mean, it was a lot going on. but
Yes, of
but
course.
because us, and I mean us as a collective melanated folk, we show up and show out when it comes to stuff. But
For
I,
sure.
I I really enjoyed it, and I know that like there's a lot of talk because this is what 25 years of since girlfriend, and I know I talked in the previous podcast about anniversarizing everything, but this one actually counts because
No, this
25
one's
years.
important.
This one's
Yeah,
important,
it's important.
25 years since girlfriends debuted, and yeah, it was like it was really, really good for me to be there, especially since, I mean, we talked about this on the pod before, you know, Girlfriends wasn't an instant love for me. It's not a show that I
Yeah.
was like, oh, can't wait to watch it. It definitely took a while for me to get into the groove of it.
Yeah.
Primarily because I don't really respond to asterisk kind of things. So I'm not into like, this is the Black version of Vanity Fair. This is our generation's this. Like that kind of stuff usually takes me out of it. And so
Right.
everyone was like, this is the Black Sex in the City. And I was like, I'm already watching Sex in the City. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I want to see Us and I want to do all that. But like at that point, it was like I started watching Sex in the City. This is probably TMI, but because there was nudity involved. Like I was 16, 17. Like, you know, like it was like,
Childish.
yeah, like honestly,
But
very childish. Like it's like, okay, like, and that wasn't gonna happen on Girlfriends because it was on like, you know, networks, you know. So
right.
anyway, but
And if we're honest,
mhm.
we had Living Single fill that space
Yes,
of for,
yes,
girlfriends
yes,
who were Black and, doing their thing and talking about relationships and sex and all of that good stuff. So it's not like we didn't have our fill
right,
for that genre
sure.
before Sex in the City even.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so, we weren't necessarily starving, but at the time, like Sex in the City had been, such a big hit
Yeah,
that you had to almost expect that somebody was going to come and start doing a version of it.
right.
And it was touch and go in the beginning. You could tell the budget increased over time, but I'm glad you finally came on board. But I can
Right.
understand how, as a guy,
Yes.
right, you might be a little hesitant about watching, a show like that.
I was still scarred, right, from reading Waiting to Exhale as a kid and hearing how women talked about men. And so I was like, do I really want to sign up for this every week to hear these, you know what I'm saying? But I love how they, more so than Sex and the City, to be honest, way more so, had done a great job of balancing the conversation.
For
It
sure.
was clear there were male voices in those wedding rooms, behind those sets, to say, this is how men would react to this. This is how men think about this. I
Right.
think always about the episode where they're all like at a game night at Joan's house.
Yeah, I
And
remember
they're
that one.
talking, and that conversation. I mean, we've had that conversation. You and I and friends have
Literally,
had that literally just in
literally, yeah.
literally this past weekend. We've had
Right.
conversations like that where
Yep.
everybody, you know, the women are saying their piece and whatnot, and everyone's point of view, and then all the men kind of say the same. You know, like it was. So
Right.
I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying. So I feel like that one of the episodes that really turned it for me, where I was like,
Yeah.
okay, no, I'm really
Now
this.
you're on board.
Now I'm on board.
And that was pretty late in the game because by that point, Tony's character or Jill Marie Jones' character, Tony, is
Yeah,
already with her were they married by then? I don't know, but they were definitely
they
dating
were dating.
Todd
Yeah,
because he was there. And
sure.
so that
Yeah,
had to be like a
I feel
good
like
3-4 seasons
yeah,
in.
I feel like
So
I started. I did not start at the beginning. I feel like
right.
I watched an episode or two, and I was like, nah. Like with all this, like, and I know this Sex and City is the same exact thing with like the talking to the camera, like breaking the fourth wall and all
Mhm.
that kind of stuff, and like shifting to the people talking about stuff. Like that device was being used,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm not watching this, you know. And then like just like I'm not doing it. And then I think I revisited back. I was like, oh no, this is actually really good. I need to start over. But yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
It's just wild to me that that was 25
I know.
years ago
It's insane.
that that show came out. It's insane. First of all, because I still watch it as if it came out a
Oh,
year ago.
daily. I watch it. I watch that. Like that's one of my shows now that like I put on before bed. You know, like there's certain shows like that. You know, Golden Girls. At one point, it was like
Yeah,
Entourage. I throw that back on and start
yeah,
over. And it's like, let me just put it on in the background because I know every
And just
word.
let it
I know,
run.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm still laughing though. Like, it's my first time hearing the jokes.
Listen, and that's how you know
Yeah,
they carried.
yeah,
Like the cast
yeah.
was so perfect.
Hmm.
So perfect.
Well,
We-
the cast that
Well,
the
the cast
cast
that made the cut, yes, because we've been now I was kind of upset that that didn't come up at
yeah,
this event,
I
right?
agree. I agree.
Because we were going through this woman's whole catalog of things.
Yeah.
And when it got to girlfriends, I felt like they did a really good job of talking about some of the, elements of the show that we all can agree were like the
Hmm.
moments. And,
Hmm.
having Golden Brooks come out was like really cool. And like all the things were there,
Yeah.
but everybody has to know that that footage is going around on social media about the original like pilot cast
Yeah.
for Girlfriends and how off it was. And everybody agrees that if this had been the cast,
Yeah.
this show never would have made it.
Well, yes. So a few things on that. So first, one thing that I thought very interesting about the casting and stuff that came out of that conversation was that Regina King was the original thought for Joan, which is
I
still
know.
crazy to me because we love Regina King, but I cannot imagine her playing
No,
not what Joan became. Maybe what Joan was on the page prior, sure, but like there is
right.
no way that I could see,
If
Regina
anything,
King,
Maya. If
if
anything,
anything,
Regina
Maya.
King could have killed Maya.
Yeah.
But Joan Carol Clayton, no, no,
No,
ma'am.
no way. No
No,
way.
ma'am.
So that was interesting. But so what we're talking about, folks, there's a clip on the internet now of like a scene, a pivotal scene, right? In that first episode where like Tony basically comes to Joan's birthday party with a dude Joan had dated in the past, right? And like, Maya was like, oh hell no, you just thinking up the joint. And the whole, the horror usual stick. But like the Tony and the Lynn are not the Tony and Lynn that we were introduced to, right? The Lynn is white, right? Like, or a white passing or something. And then the Tony, listen, I'm sure she's a lovely woman and a lovely actress, but she was not it. And like, I like, because, and it's not just because like Jill Marie Jones is so good. She was so good as Tony and
Oh my
like
God, I know.
really,
So good.
embodied it. And like, look, we can talk about this all the time, right? It happened with Golden Girls, right? Where they originally Betty White went out for Blanche Devereaux, and
Right.
like
Yep.
obviously,
Yep.
so things shift around all the time. And then I think Mara was saying that originally Golden Brooks went out for Tony.
Yes.
So people move around as you're playing the casting game and stuff.
Right.
You hear all the time, Lindsay Lohan was looking Regina George at one point. Like it's just all over the place. So cool. But yeah, that cast and that scene, no way. It wouldn't have lasted. It would have been like one of those shows we never saw again, like Homeboys in Outer Space, or like, you
Yep.
know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like,
it gave crazy Homeboys from Outer Space energy. But whoever decided to swap out
yeah,
those two actresses
yeah.
really did their big one because that made the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like you cannot take one of those women, similar to your Golden Girls, Sex in the
Mm-hmm.
City, and Living Single. You could not remove one of those women and have the same chemistry. Like you just couldn't.
No.
So the fact that they landed on the four women that they did,
Yeah.
that was chef's kiss. That
Mm-hmm.
was chef's kiss. So between that, whoever did their thing with casting, and then the writing,
Yeah.
like the writing was so good that it honestly put Girlfriends in a space where it was no longer competing with Sex in the City to
Mm-hmm.
me. Like
Yeah.
Sex in the City was great and Girlfriends was great.
Correct.
And at a certain point, we didn't need to keep making the comparison between the two anymore. I
No.
think it grew to a show where you no longer had to say it's the Black Sex in the City.
Correct.
No, it's
It's
Girlfriends.
Girlfriends.
Like
And honestly, isn't that so much
explicitly.
better? Like, it's like I think that's exactly it. I think and girlfriends. Well, let me think about it. Because a lot of Sex and the City didn't age well, right? Like a lot of it, the things that were, because that was just the time and whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like girlfriends, whether or not you agree with the decisions that the girls made, and that's been the conversation. Like, were these people really friends? Because like whatever. And for a long time, I struggled with Tony as a character, because I don't, both in personal, professional, and on screen, I don't like people who like get away with like treating their friends.
I'm the same.
That's why but people love it. They love Maxine Shaw, right?
Well,
Like,
I don't think the person who got away with everything, well, she was, but Regine was more of a problematic character in that
oh,
regard to
I
me.
I hard
But
disagree, but that's no serve another
listen,
day.
now we have to have an episode about
Yeah. We
it's
got to
fine.
we'll do a whole
We'll
episode about
unpack
living
it.
single, but like,
Yeah,
but
we'll
no,
unpack it.
but like the Kramers, the Maxine Shaws, the I I hear what you're saying about Regine. I hear what you're saying about Regine. I think
See,
her as a person was just kind of like out for self, but it wasn't at the expense of others. Like it was like, this is her thing. She's always gonna be like whatever, but she's not like stealing people's toasters and like, all the kind of stuff that Maxine Shaw was doing, taking the last bit of hors d'oeuvres at the event. Anyway, so like
fair.
but yeah, so what was I saying? Girlfriends, the importance of the show. Oh, I lost it. All right, well, it'll come back to me. But yeah,
Well, go ahead, because then
no, go ahead. Yeah.
because I think I know where you were going.
No, go for it. Yeah.
Now I just lost it.
All right. Well, see, this is
Whatever we're
sponsored by
it's this, right?
sponsored by, but yeah. So we were talking about like, yeah, for sure, like girlfriends and like it stood on its own. And yeah, I think that's what made it so important. Again, we talked about the writing. Like it overall just was a solid. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. It aged well, right? Like so, like Sex and the City. There's so much of that show that it's like, oh, you can't say this out loud anymore. This is not
it got very cringe on Sex and the City.
But like when I go back and rewatch the episodes, not only is it still relevant, but I think about the things they were talking about on that show that were bigger ideas that were like sort of unheard of back then. Everything from like someone who's a sex addict to like someone who's
Maya with the fibroids.
Oh yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like all of those things, like the corporate world of it all. Like there's so much like I just love seeing the development of those characters. And like even though they all had like high paying jobs and like they all, whatever, it never was like such a big deal. It was like, yeah, Tony is a realtor and a really good one, but like she specializes in results. But like really it's about her, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a side thing. Like Maya wants to go back to school and become an author because like that's what she wants to, like it just, I don't know. I felt really.
And that's what gave it that element of realism, right? Because that is how we are living life.
Yes.
We're not walking around saying, I'm the first Black marketing executive since did it. Like nobody talks like that.
Nobody talks like that.
You're just
you're just living your life.
You're doing your thing. And so that is what made it so relatable. It was like if you, and even in the friendship dynamics, right? Like when I think about my friendship dynamics with my girlfriends that have been my girlfriends for the longest time, so much of our relationship and interaction could easily be some of those episodes from that show. And I mean, like from the opening credits to the closing, like it is. And then you throw in the dynamic of William, right? Like this like legit male friend who is down with the girls, but still has his whole shit going on, being a guy. And like, I was just like, this is much closer to real life, at least for me, than I think anybody really realizes. And so that's what made it so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. And I love that, I mean, like, we can just defend or discuss whether they should have jumped the shark and made, William and Joan a thing. People have said that that's not a thing.
Not get me started. I hated every bit
of it. I hated that. But I love that they still gave William like like, you know, masculinity. Like he was who he was. He wasn't like, you know, he wasn't necessarily the friend pining over Joan. Like that's towards, you know, the end. Like he was just like legit her platonic friend who was
Yes,
just like her friend and her partner, and like, you know, was very much an important character. He wasn't like
yep,
just random, you know. So
yeah,
I love seeing
for
that.
sure. Yep.
I don't think I had seen that, you know, on any show, because all the friends always were interested in someone, you know, with Living Single, it was Max and Kyle, even though they bickered, it was still like obviously there was some
Yeah,
tension
you
there.
saw the
Yeah.
underlying feeling. Yeah.
And then like Overton and, you know, Sinclair, there was something there. And then the Mel Jackson and all, I feel like I those episodes are kind of puzzling
We
for
don't,
me.
no,
But I can't remember if he was
talk
interested
about
in
that.
anybody. Anyway, we don't talk about Mel Jackson. Yikes.
Listen, anytime Mel Jackson shows up, trouble is afoot. Okay, that man's a menace in everything that he's in. Check
what
that man's
about
resume.
what about Delivers from Eva?
He was in Deliverance from Eva.
Wasn't that him in the glasses?
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
they did
I
pay.
mean, excuse me. Do we not know the plot of Deliverance from Eva?
I was like, Eva was a menace,
Terrible
but like, oh yeah, they
purpose.
did pay the dude to take her on a date, and
Hello.
then said he was
Like
killed. Oh my god, yeah,
Mel Jackson is nuts in everything he
you're
shows
right.
up in. He was Bird's shady, menacing ex in
Was he menacing?
Soul Food. In Soul Food?
I'm only recalling her being a menace.
Yeah, and she was cutting his hair and took that bracelet from he was her ex.
Yeah, I know, but
And he was a whole entire problem. So he was like, yeah, we called her Cola. And he's like, no, he was
I hated that. Who wrote
a
that? I
mess.
hated that. Nobody ever said that.
Mel Jackson, listen, when that man shows up,
You're right. Trouble's afoot. You're absolutely right.
Trouble is in the room. Trouble has entered the chat every time Mel Jackson's involved. I can't with that man. He is a menace to society.
Shout out to Mel
Uh,
Jackson. Uh,
I mean, yeah, shout out to that brother. Um, but yeah, so the Mara and the girlfriends of it all, I just feel like when it came to that turn of the century, early 2000s,
mhm,
you know, Y2K vibes, like, and then you have to understand this is when I'm entering, you know, like true womanhood,
mhm.
right? So,
Yeah,
like, college life, you know, I was
yeah. You're
driving, I was,
driving.
you know, living. And so I'm getting to like literally experience certain situations that are happening on these
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
Like it was just wild. The nights out, the relationship stuff, the friendship stuff. Like
Mhm.
there's so many little moments
Yeah.
where I'm just like, oh my God, if this doesn't remind me of the night when X, Y, and Z happened.
Yes.
And so it was really nice. And that I got that from Sex and the City as well. I know
Sure.
people
Yeah.
always like to say like Sex and the City was so unrealistic. And I'm like, for who? Because baby, let me tell you.
Right. These folks didn't go to cafeteria. These folks didn't
These,
understand what that
listen, we
life
were
was like.
there, honey. We
We
were
get
there, okay?
it.
Like we walked those same streets of
One
NYC.
thousand
So
percent. 1000%. Yeah.
I'm just like, when life is a movie, like when life is a TV show,
Yeah.
you see it show up in
Hmm.
a lot of, you know, where those shows land.
Right.
And so to see it melanated the
Yeah.
way that Mara gave it to us, I was like, oh man, she really won with this. And then you know what's so funny to me? And I think I told you this before, we may have talked about it in a past episode. It's like when you actually live in LA, because the show is, you know, based in LA, and
Yes.
then you live here and
Yes.
you see the show, like you're
Yes.
literally in the show.
Yes.
Like Joan lived a few blocks from here
Right.
on that show. And
Right.
so I'm just like, wait a minute,
Yes.
that's Wiltern Place, that
Yes.
same
Yes.
street sign that they
Uh-huh.
show in
Uh-huh.
every
Uh-huh.
episode. I'm like,
Yes.
okay, so literally I could walk here, like it's crazy. So it just is so cute to be able to appreciate it in that way. And
Hmm.
then you think back like, damn, that was 25 years ago, and this show still goes so hard.
It
Like
goes so hard. It's still so good. And so wait, so I don't know if we talked about this, but I saw an article with her where they were asking her about, would she ever do a movie? Because
Girlfriend's movie?
a girlfriend's movie, yeah.
Oh,
Because one thing she did mention that I didn't think about until I heard her talk was, most of her shows, with the exception of Forever Cook, it's still going, but most of her shows ended abruptly. They didn't end the way that she
right,
didn't get a chance to
right.
finish them and finish the stories with the characters the way she wanted to. So they asked her, like, would you be open to a girlfriend's movie? And she said, absolutely. But it has to be the right, like she's like, you got to give me the dollars. You got to make sure that I
Yo,
can
for
tell the
sure.
story. Like it can't be a straight to
No, we're not doing a
DVD,
Tubi version. We're
straight to
not doing straight
Tubi,
to
not,
any of
it
that.
needs to be like, and I'm like, I mean, she didn't say this, but I'm sure that's what she meant. But like, and it has to be those four girls.
Oh, for sure.
It
It
can't
has to be the
be
original cast.
like
We're
a
not, yeah.
reboot or like them a younger people paying, because we saw that too. There was like people recast the girlfriends if it was today, and they have like whoever in it.
Not interested.
I'm not interested. I'm not interested. It
I
needs to
want
be
to
those
see,
four girls.
yeah, I want to see where those characters went in the same way that we were given a chance to see where Sex and the City went when they did the first movie.
Right.
The rest of them.
The only one we acknowledge.
The only one we acknowledge is Sex and the City, the
Yeah.
original. And if they gave us one of those for Girlfriends, we need a sequel, we don't need a third, we don't need any of the things. Don't belabor it. Just give us one good movie where we get to see Joan finally be somebody's wife. And
You think she'd be married?
whatever. Yeah, because that was really kind of how the show ended, was with her being engaged to
Well, yeah, Dude was gonna come back. Richard T.
boy.
Jones. Richard T. Jones is gonna come back.
Richard T.
What's the name of
Jones,
the
yeah.
show? I keep saying Michael, but that is not it. But
Yeah.
but I don't know why. I don't think anyone's named Michael on that. But but like him and like like did she get married to him? Like whatever happened to Tony? Because last we saw
Right.
she went to New York, right?
Right.
Like,
I need Tony to still be. Don't do what they
Tony
did with Samantha with this.
No, it's
and
got to
just
be
like
all
that.
four of them. And
Yeah.
honestly, it's got to be William. It's got to. I wouldn't be mad at Monica.
I need William and Monica present.
Yeah, we need
yeah.
Jabari. We need like
We need Jabari as a grown ass man.
a
Like
grown
we
man.
need
Yep.
all the things. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. If they could pull that off, get a good budget for that.
They deserve it.
I would be set for
Yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. So one of the things that Mara talked about just in relationship to her overall career was, how important it was for her to get to tell these kinds of stories, because like me, she just wants to be a storyteller, but majored in journalism. And so one of the ways, this is a little inside scoop, one of the ways that writers get away with like majoring in writing without having to take like the English lit, track and all of the stuff that is going to force you to read the classics and, dig ride the authors of the past that I never think are all that great. And so like the accelerated way to like hone your writing skills and like still be in the mix is to pivot into the journalism space, because that is exactly what I did. And then when you go into that space, you get people who will expect you to actually, like kind of ride that wave. And one of the things that Mara said was like, people expected her to literally be like a broadcast journalist because of how she looked and how attractive she was and like all of the things. And I'm just like, I feel seen, because she was like, absolutely not. And that's how I feel too. Like, I don't need to be, as we all know, on this side of the camera ever. Like, I want to see my stories and, my creativity and things come to life through, other people's talent, stuff like that. So I just loved how she was able to kind of like drop that gem for me, because it's so on the track of, like where my career, started and is headed, and just to see how far she's come and all the great work that she's done. I'm just like, oh yes, girl, I needed that so much. I needed to see and hear that. to know that I'm
Yeah.
not crazy for, going the way that I'm going. And it is possible for me to, see myself come to life, even though I didn't take, the road that is expected based
Mhm.
on, what I majored in and how I kind of started in this whole thing. So
Mhm.
she could have never kept a lid on that kind of creativity for journalism. Like
No,
that's, like it's way
no.
too technical, it's way too structured. It
Yeah.
doesn't feed you in the same way.
Yeah.
But what it gives you is a certain skill set, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
learn the technicalities,
Sure.
you take
Mhm.
a bunch of stuff within the journalism track that
Sure.
prepares you for all of that other stuff in a way that you don't expect until you actually start, taking the courses and doing the things that you need to do to get your degree.
Mm.
So just, her being from the Ivy League
Yeah.
and like having that formal journalism background and then still being able to give us stories that portray women of color in such a nuanced,
Mhm.
layered,
Yeah.
non-stereotypical, like it gives me everything I need. It
No,
gives me everything that I need.
I agree. I still feel like both you and her are great to be in front of the camera, and I love that is a thing that can
Please.
happen. But no, but I think one thing I really appreciate about her writing, and I didn't go to school for journalism, but I write for a living, and I also have a freelance write and have my journalistic hat I put on. But what I really appreciate about her when I think about the characters that she's written over the years, the projects that she's worked on, is the stories that she can tell that are so varied and like not just this one person. It's like a lot of times, especially with us, it's like it can be one dimension, right? It's like this person, and like they're trying to write for this space, but they're not. It's not really. You're not really hitting it the way, But like
Right.
she can write Maya and Joan, and like they're completely different, but like it
Right.
works. Or she can take an adaptation from a Judy Blume book and make it this
Hello.
story
Yeah.
that's so people. I mean, like the fact that folks is three times the age of these folks in that storyline, and we're like
Hello.
pulling
It's
for the love,
very
and
YA.
it's
Like,
it's extremely wide,
and
and
everybody's on board.
everyone's on board and was like gonna die if it didn't get a second season. Like it was like there's so much. So I really appreciate about her, and that she's been able to do what people did for her, which is bring people on with her, right? Like, you think about, she talked about, being on the set of Sinbad and like Sinbad show, and then like
Yeah.
rising through those ranks and like really having ideas and writing. And then like when, there's a lot of special guests at this event, folks. Prentice Penny, who was from Insecure and all that stuff like that, and is doing his own thing, like bringing him on and like giving him, like
Yep.
I just think she's dope. Mara, if you're listening, if you're watching this, we would love to have you on. Like,
Yes, girl. Please. Please
like
come bless
we'd
us.
love to have you on. Like whatever you need, like we got it. Like, but yeah, so I think, yeah, I look forward to what she does next. I hope she gets all the things and all the budgets, because she really is
Yeah.
telling stories that we deserve to see and she deserves to tell. So like, I was very pleased to
Hard
be
agree.
in
Yeah.
that
Hard.
building with her. And actually, fun fact, I actually met her many moons ago.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Yeah, so back in the day, and I was gonna save this to the end of the show, but so this, by the time this airs next Tuesday, is a dear friend of mine who passed away, one of my best friends at the time, well, best friend still, I think, but passed away. Her name was Jazz Waters, aka Jazz Fly. And she worked in film and TV and wrote and all that kind of stuff. And that was one of the things we bonded over, much like this friend here. And she, at the time, I was like trying to get into like costume design. I was doing a little bit of it. I've worn many hats in my life. And she knew one of the producers for this movie called Jumping the Broom that Mara's husband was directing. And so I got it. They were filming it in New York, or parts of it in New York, and I got to be on set with them for a little bit, as they were filming a scene with El DeBarge. Spoiler alert. And he was playing the piano while Paula Patton gets engaged or gets proposed to.
Right. I do
And
remember that scene.
so
Okay.
like as they're doing it, like I'm watching the scene and like we're talking and like Mara's exactly who you see, like super nice and sweet, but like just like chill, very much in LA kind of,
Right.
and she was so helpful as gave me some people to follow up for as far as like getting into the industry and how to
Right.
get it. And I was just a friend of a friend, like, or not even like a friend of someone working on the set. So
Right.
a special place in my heart for her and for that film in so many ways. Yeah, like I
No,
just
that's
want her
so
to have
dope.
more of it. Yeah, like she's just the best to me. So yeah, shout out to her and all of that. Okay, cool. Well, before I get choked up, let's take a break.
I know,
And,
right?
and,
Oh, you know right now.
right, before we'll take let's take a little pause for the cause. But when we come back, speaking of uh portrayals of Black women, we need to talk about a film that we saw that is in the comments of everybody, and really kind of dive into a little known film called One Battle After Another.
We're doing it.
So those are off. All right, we'll take a little break and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. Drinks are refilled, so anything goes at this point. But okay, so I want to make sure
Period.
I'm saying this right again because I feel like although it's not a tongue twister, it feels like one. One battle after another.
I don't know why that movie title is so hard to hold on to, but it
I
really is.
I don't know if is it grammatically correct? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a lot of name
It's a lot of
change for
name.
some reason.
A
Yeah.
lot of name. Okay, so one battle after another is
Although, as somebody who knows word for word, bar for bar, don't be a menace while drinking your juice in the hood.
the South Central. Don't be a menace to
Don't
South
be a menace to South
Central
Central while
with
drinking your
drinking your
juice in
juice
the
in the
hood.
hood. Yeah.
Never mind that. But one battle after another is a
Yeah.
brain teaser and a tongue twister, apparently.
Well, this is it. And apparently those portrayals no one was bothered by. But all right, let's get to it. So one battle after another, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, stars Tiana Taylor, Regina Hall, Leonardo DiCaprio, who's a newcomer to film, Benicio del Toro.
Did you just say that?
Well, the only reason I said that is because
I'm like, wait, what? Is he talking about Chase Infinity? What are you talking about?
Right, yeah, I didn't get there yet. But no, the reason why I said that is because I saw an interview with Regina Hall, my hall pass, oddly enough, and she was talking about how, asking what it was like working with him. And she's like, well, he hasn't done many things. So it was like, so she's so funny. Oh my
She's
God.
hilarious. I love her. God, I love her.
She's the best. But anyway, so we said those Sean Penn, also Tony Goldwyn, and then newcomer Chase Infinity, but also Jungle, insert nasty word because I don't use profanity or any kind because I'm a child.
Did you say P word?
Jungle P word.
I guess we don't know about that.
And then also Alana Haim from the group Haim. So there's
Wood
a lot
Harris.
of Wood Harris.
Harris.
Jeez, yeah, a lot of folk in this film. And it is very good. Really good actually.
I'm gonna say, how did you feel about it?
I really enjoyed it. No, I really enjoyed it. We were dying to see it. Because obviously when films come out, I also like Paul Thomas Anderson, right? Like I'm a fan of his and have been for a long time. And so I wanted to see it. And then when I kept seeing the trailers, I'm like, oh, this looks like my kind of film. And then also because it was starting to get so much buzz and conversation on social, I knew I had to see it soon. Otherwise it was going to be spoiled for me. So we went back to the Alamo because
they hold us down.
They hold us down and they hold everyone else down. So it's great. And I really, really enjoyed this film. I think we're gonna get into all the conversations about it, but overall as a body of work, I really appreciated it. It felt to me, very timely. You know, I liked it for so many different reasons. First of all, the acting across was just
Yeah,
spectacular.
it was good. It was
You
good.
know, everybody and acting is great. The way that it's directed, the way that they shot certain scenes, particularly like Regina Hall, and the way that they frame her face. A lot of her acting is
It's
nonverbal.
up close, right?
It's
And
up
it's just
close. It's just
expressions and it's
expression.
yeah.
And I think for her, you know, we're used to seeing her just be more comical and like just kind of like, you know, all this other face and all that, you know, all the scary move it all. And like even the stuff that she's done that's been more serious, you know, it's still new for us as an audience. So I really enjoyed just stuff like that. The role that unlike Highest to Lowest, harkening back from our last episode, the way that the soundtrack played a part of the film, you know, that was just, those records were so intentional. And they weren't heavy-handed in a way that like maybe like songs could be like watching like Love Is Blind, where like I can't believe he left me, and then it's like he left you, and like that's the name of the song. Like it's just like the way that they played with genre and stuff of today and stuff of yesteryear. It's just to me, it's a beautiful film. A beautiful film that's timely, that like, you know, has its flaws, of course, which we'll talk about, and has things that I, you know, question or wasn't sure about. And you know, we, as per usual, so for folks, guys, so we watch the film and then we debrief at a restaurant over a glass of wine or some food, and like kind of talk through it. And shout out to our homie Rob, another friend of the show, friend in real life,
Yes.
who has
He
who's
holds
worked
us
as an
down
actor.
at
And he holds
Joey.
us down at Joey, but
He's in
also like
the
he
biz.
offers his opinion on things, and we kind of talk about it, you know. So yeah, so like I'm still kind of processing some of the film that way, and I want to see it again, to see what I missed, or if I'm right about the things that I thought. But yeah, that was my thought. Overall, I thought it was really good. I'm hearing a lot of, just before I move over to you, I'm hearing a lot of Oscar buzz. I know that they've put Chase Infinity up for consideration, which I'm happy about. Sean Penn, I'm for sure. I mean, I feel like it's a no-brainer. He's just, I mean, from the way, spoiler, if you haven't
Oh no,
seen
I'm
it.
about to give the whole synopsis, so go ahead.
But but the way that
Because I feel like you can't talk about this movie
No,
without really talking about what it's about.
if you're watching this, you either want to hear our opinion on it and have seen it, or haven't seen it and want to hear our opinion, or just look down below and fast forward to the next part. Sorry. But like the way that Sean Penn embodies this character of Lockjaw, like, and the walk and just all of the things that he does. I mean, it's just so good. So he's been considered, and I've also heard that Regina Hall is in early murmurings. Yeah, of supporting. So I'm aligned with all of that. And yeah, that was my spiel. So that's how I felt about One Battle After That. All right.
So you overall, you're here for it.
It's one of my top films of the year.
Yo, I think I remember you saying that,
It's my top
and
films of the year.
you kind
Right
of
now,
bumped it up.
it might be at the top.
I was about to say, because at first, what did you have? Sinners in your
Sinners, and I think it's just Sinners. I think about this year, yeah. Sinners was in my
Weapons, no.
Oh, Weapons. I'm sorry, Weapons.
Yeah,
Sinners,
Weapons
and
up there. Yeah.
yeah. And I think this is at top. Yeah.
Out of those three, you think that's your number one?
I mean, I haven't seen Kiss of the Spider Woman yet, so we know that that's. Shout out to J-Lo and Diego Luna and everyone else involved in that Calamity Jane of a film, apparently.
I feel like you set me up by even bringing up the name of that movie, because you knew.
That's a film that me and Tristan will not be watching at Alamo together. I've decided, or I've surmised, basically.
Now, listen, I need J-Lo in her rom-com bag. Or
She said she's got some coming out for you. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Like, please, ma'am, we don't need you. Listen, don't. So, okay,
Yeah.
I'm with you on every place you went
Mm-hmm.
about one battle after another.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was beautifully shot. I thought every actor gave what they needed to give as
Mm-hmm.
far as, the characters they were playing.
Yeah.
And shout out to the music. I
Yeah.
feel like, yes, totally gave it what, and especially when you're comparing it to Highest to Lowest, where the
Mhm.
music was just so wrong
Yeah.
that it shouldn't even like
Because they use
have been a
jazz in this
thing. Like
film,
what
but it works.
they do, but in an appropriate manner. And so I didn't have any problem with any of the technical stuff. I didn't
Okay.
have a problem with the movie overall.
Yeah.
When I started to allow some of the critiques
Yes.
that I was hearing to creep in,
Yes.
I was I was looking for certain things based on that stuff, right?
Sure. Sure.
So for those who have not seen the movie yet and don't care about spoilers, it is basically a movie about a man who is in the throes of some kind of racial psychosis and is determined to erase any trace of, his involvement with this Black woman who he's literally obsessed with.
Yep.
But his involvement with her pretty much ruins his chances of being a part of this secret underground white supremacist club that under no circumstances will allow anybody who's been with somebody from another race, especially not a Black person. Like being with a Black person is like the most egregious as far as they're concerned.
Yeah.
So, in order for this character played by Sean Penn to be a part of this movement,
Mm-hmm.
he can't have any foolishness as far as him having a past with a Black woman.
Yeah.
So Chase Infinity is this young girl who, up until a certain point, we believe is the daughter of Leo's character
Yep.
and Tiana Taylor's
Mm-hmm.
character because they're
Perfidia
a
Beverly
thing.
Hills.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so for some crazy reason, this man who made this film decided to agitate folks and put Tiana Taylor as the love interest of not just Leonardo DiCaprio, but also Sean Penn's
A double whammy. A double whammy.
a
Like,
double homicide
yeah.
to people who cannot wrap their heads around seeing Black women being intimate with white men.
Yeah.
Um, but she's kind of carrying on with both of them, and so it becomes a question of who does this daughter actually belong to,
Yes.
and they go through this whole thing of including what's happening as far as you know um Hispanic people being detained by ICE, and there's a lot of political stuff that's going on around this because Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Tatiana, was I really about to call her Tatiana Ali?
I was
Lord,
like, she was in it? Oh, shoot.
I'll put this cognac all the way down. Tiana Taylor's character, Regina Hall, they're all a part of this like revolutionary slash domestic terrorist group
Yeah.
that is trying to like dismantle a lot of crap that is going on,
Mm-hmm.
in the States. So when you said it's very, timely,
Mm-hmm.
like from the detainment stuff
Yeah.
to the white supremacy stuff
Mm-hmm.
to this kind of like secret obsession with Black women that a lot of those types of men actually have. It's like
Yeah.
all of that is a part of it.
Yep.
And so one of the critiques that have come up about the film and one of the things that really upset people was this portrayal of Black women in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And their, I guess, accessibility or white man's accessibility to them and their bodies and the whole bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I see why people would go. Like, I don't see why people would go there, but I know that people would go there. You know, like, it's just one of those things that is still so taboo when it comes to how Black women are portrayed in movies in relationship with white men. It just
Sure.
does not sit well with a lot of people. Like, we saw Halle Berry go through it with Monsters Ball. Black men have never forgiven that lady for Monsters Ball.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, as a Black man, I don't fall into that. But yes, I was in those barbershop conversations where they were like, she had sex with a white man, and that's why she got the Oscar. And I was like, okay. So I mean, I think like, and when really she got the Oscar for the scene before that when her son dies. But look, people don't know that because they don't know, they never watch an Oscar
They
until
only saw what they
they
saw.
saw what they saw. So I think it's actually twofold. So I feel like the conversation that, so yes, that's definitely a part of it. The whole Black woman with white men, and particularly I feel like the kind of Black women in this movie, they're with white men, right? It's not tilted wig,
Yeah,
whatever,
it's not her wigs off life.
undesirable,
No,
it's
it's,
not
it's
it's
not
not
her wigs
mammy
off
with
life.
white man. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say a name of an actress because I feel like that'd be shady, but it's not someone that people don't necessarily look at like that with this
Right.
character. So that's one part of it, right? And a lot of like Black men felt a way about that, right? The other part of it is the dialogue, and people feel like the dialogue felt a little heavy-handed when it came to how Black women talk, and did it feel almost like a caricature of how Black women are, right? And that was what I've been seeing on my timeline, right? Like people being like, oh, like I felt like Jungle redacted, like that speech wasn't necessary when she got up on the counter and was talking, or like the Tiana Taylor of it, da 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 da. So I'm curious, as the only Black woman on this podcast, because what I think matters, but not really in the grand scheme of things, right? I'm not a Black woman. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can
Right. No, I
have my
feel
thoughts,
yeah.
and I have them, but like, I'm curious for you, as a Black woman, how did you feel about the dialogue and the portrayal of Black women?
I feel like I'm being set up by this question.
And in particular, it's not a setup. And particularly, I feel like, because I feel like it's about Tiana Taylor. It's not about Regina Hall, right? No one should have an
Right.
issue
Yeah,
about
yeah,
her,
fair, yeah.
or the nuns that exist in that space when they go, like, or Chase Infinity, right? It's not about them. It's about Tiana Taylor and Jungle P. So I'm curious, what did you feel about that? Because you said you understand why people could be offended, which I think is fair. And I understand that too as a theory, because offense is what it is. But, and how you feel about
Yeah.
things, how you feel about things, right? But like, how did you feel about it?
Okay. So first of all, when it comes to how I am looking at these things,
Mm-hmm.
I tend to remove certain emotions
Mm-hmm.
from the situation so that I am able to look at it through the lens of a creator. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So when I do that, it puts me in a position to not internalize. I consume a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I I'm I've become so good at learning how to kind of compartmentalize and or shield myself
Yeah.
from really internalizing
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that I consume. Because if I
Mm-hmm.
let it all do all the things, I'd be a psychopath. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I am not one who looks at the portrayal of something on a screen and feels this deep connection to it just because it's a Black woman. You know what
Sure.
I mean? Like, it's a
Sure.
character for
Yeah.
me. It's
Yeah.
a character.
Yeah.
I'm not that woman. That woman does not represent me or what
Mm-hmm.
I do or how I live my life or
Sure.
any of the experiences that I have had. That is somebody else's idea of what this person is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of detach myself from that.
Yeah.
So in that regard, I am not always as offended as everybody else
Sure.
by certain
Sure.
shit. Like, I'm just
Sure.
not.
Sure. Yeah.
Although I do see how people who need to see themselves in everything that they consume, I see how they get there
Sure.
because they're looking for something to hold on to through somebody else's artwork. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. That's their story to tell.
Sure.
And so I think what people have a problem with is who's telling the story.
That was gonna be, yeah. That was gonna be my follow-up.
You see what I'm
That was gonna
saying?
be my follow-up.
The fact that a white man
Mhm.
is responsible for those characters
Sure.
speaking the way that they do,
Yeah.
or if Mara Brock Akil created those characters and they were using the same exact script, I swear to you, nobody would care.
That was gonna be my thought on it, because I think it's because it's of who's doing it, right? It's a few things. One, I think Tiana is a wild card because there's been conversation of whether or not she can act. Is she a good actress? Is she, and here's a fun statement that we'll use over the years on this podcast, playing yourself. Like, she's not acting,
Yeah.
she's playing herself. Well, we don't know Tiana Taylor. So like we know we know what we see of her. And yes, but every actor, I mean, Denzel sometimes plays himself, but
Denzel is Denzel, right? Denzel,
Or a
yeah.
great actor,
Denzel is
it's not.
Denzeling in everything that he's in, but he still makes you
Yeah, he
believe the
still makes you
character that
believe.
he's
So
playing.
I think sometimes when you go from music, artist, personality to acting, it's hard for people to see you as an actor or an actor. Not to say that everyone who makes a transition is a good actor or actress, but like that,
Right.
I think is part of it. So I think the Tiana of it all is throwing people. And I think also to that point, doing research about this film, they purposely wanted Tiana because they wanted that authentic voice and they wanted someone who could improvise. So I'm almost willing to bet that a lot of those lines Paul Thomas Anderson didn't write. They were
I
lines
agree.
from
Yeah.
like the whole God, this I need to grow up. The fact that I can't say the lines from this film because they have curse words in them is hard. But
Sure, please. You're an adult. It's fine.
no, my siblings watch this, and maybe my parent,
Your grown siblings who are older than you?
I
Sir,
know.
please.
I know. But like when she does like witness protection and she, when she becomes a rat and she does witness protection and Sean Penn's character, Dog Jaw, goes looking for her at the house that she's supposed to be in. And there's a note on the door and it says, "My blank does not pop for you." I don't think Paul Thomas Anderson wrote that. I just don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, and even thinking about, so like one thing as a film nerd that I love to do is look at scripts, at even films that have come and gone, and see where characters switched it up or changed it or added the whole thing. And I always think about, I mean, we can argue about whether or not this was a good acting situation, but the scene in Poetic Justice when they're like going back and forth, Justice and Lucky, aka Tupac and Janet, and they're like, you walk home, and it was like, it'll do those cottage cheese styles. I was like, no, don't do from the hood is saying that, but like he changed it, so it's like that's
badass thighs, which is way more
right, which is
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, I feel like I'm not mad because I feel like it felt like it was, for me, it felt like it was coming from an authentic place. It wasn't like, I don't want to shade anybody, but it wasn't someone you didn't believe in this role trying to talk this way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
exactly.
To me, it felt like it would come from someone like Perfidia Beverly Hills, who like is doing the most the entire time. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know. So like I think, I thought about that because I thought about characters. We were talking about earlier about Mara Brock Akil. Maya is a lot. Maya is heavy-handed. Maya is these things. But because it came from inside the room, it's like, if it was Kelsey Grammer who had written it, not produced it, would people...
Exactly. And so that is why I always expect, right, when white directors take a risk on a Black story or a story that is heavy on Black characters, they have to start expecting that they are going to be met with this kind of criticism.
Yeah.
It will to me, just based on the climate and like where we are in society, it's always going to read as a fetish situation when it's coming from them. So do I necessarily, agree with it or also feel that way?
Yeah.
Again, I'm the least offended Black girl on the planet,
Right. Yeah.
apparently. But, I can see both sides of the coin is basically what I'm trying to say. So, but that aspect of it did not bother me. Like I said, if they would have cast Tiana Taylor and made her sound like, freaking Regina George and me,
Right. Yeah. Like if it felt,
I would have been like, what is this? Like, no, this is crazy.
and I feel
But
like if someone brought this up too, like, because I don't, me, I don't love / listen / like think pieces, floating heads, and 20-minute talking to the screen. This is so ironic, me doing a podcast, right? But nonetheless, I got things to say, and I'm not a floating head. I'm in a square. But someone was saying in one of those very like, I'm upset about this, but also I used to work in the industry, although she never specifies what she did in the industry, but cool, let's go for it. She was like, part of the thing was like, this character is fetishized. That is part of the film.
yes, that's really
So,
where I was about to go. I'm like, it's not random
right, she's not a
that
kindergarten teacher, and then it's like,
yes, I think people are maybe missing that is literally the point of this movie.
right,
Is like, and again, if that is the case, who it's coming from, it's the messenger
yeah,
that is still creating the problem.
yeah,
Because this man is married to a Black woman in real life.
yes. So people were like,
So
oh, she should know better, and and
exactly.
I mean, it's tough. Well, it's a few things. One, it's tough because I feel like, Paul Thomas Anderson, his whole thing is kind of like poking at things, or being uncomfortable, or like telling stories that aren't normal, right? From your Boogie Nights to your Licorice Pizza. Like he's kind of just like all over the place, right? Which I love, because I also don't look at film to be seen. So like it's a little different.
Well, same. Yeah.
But also I feel like I understand it, because I have had the same or similar commentary for Tarantino and his use of the N-word and everything. Like I joke that like that man will find the N-word, and he did a film about the Holocaust and still the N-word showed up.
It
It's like what,
still made a way.
like you just you can't help yourself. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
you really care.
so like I don't, and like the way he writes Black women, I've always been kind of like eyebrow raised, right? But
But
also it's
everyone
like,
loves Jackie Brown.
but yes, everyone but me loves Jackie Brown, right? So, but yeah, another story for another day. We'll talk about Tarantino, Quentin Jerome Tarantino another day.
He's for sure an episode.
Yeah. But like, so yeah, so I understand it, you know what I'm saying? But like that's also like your personal feelings. You gotta just rock out with the film. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this as we're diving deep into the film. What did you think about, or did you know that, spoiler alert,
Oh,
that
yeah, we
Tiana
gave the
Taylor,
whole story away. We're good now.
Tiana Taylor, and Sean Penn, was the father of his child?
What did I think about
Did you
that?
did you pick that up prior to it
Oh,
being?
yeah. I think in order for the story to work, he had to end
Yeah,
up
yeah,
being the father. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Couple of things eh, that made me think of
Mm-hmm.
is something that we mentioned when we were at Joey, when we were talking to Rob,
Mm-hmm.
was towards the end when
Mm-hmm.
Chase Infinity's character, the daughter, she gets, saved. Leonardo DiCaprio shows up, takes her back home.
Yeah.
He never knew that he was not her real dad.
Right.
And then they go into this part where he gives her this letter
Yeah.
from the mother that abandoned her.
Right.
And it's, all this beautiful stuff. And I brought up that I felt like he wrote that letter
I agree.
to
Yeah.
make her feel a little less abandoned
Yes.
by her mom, and not leave this image in her head that her mom was a rat, because that's what
Right.
it ended up, being. She
Correct.
went from being like this hero, and he was selling her this whole idea that your mom was a hero, she was a revolutionary, like
Mhm.
he had that little girl thinking her mother was the next best thing to Angela Davis.
Right.
And come to find out,
Right.
she's devouring the cheese.
Yeah.
So, and I still think even that was kind of a stretch, because she dips before she needed to like testify or do anything
Yeah, she actually
crazy
didn't
towards
really.
them. She didn't
Yeah.
really rat, in my opinion. She
It was
kind of
actually
just,
other folks who did, but they probably did. They
yeah,
probably thought it was her.
right. So I think the redemption part
Hmm.
for, Tiana's character as the mother was this letter that Leo ended up, in my opinion, he ended up writing, and just
Yeah.
letting her believe like your mom really loved you. She, you carried this torch for her because
Hmm.
she was great. And then you guys were kind of like, oh, like, yeah. And so I
Yeah.
thought that was something that they kind of left in the air for us to like
Yeah.
later have conversations on, that I kind of appreciated.
They did that.
And
I
then
think. Sorry. Go ahead. You're good.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, go ahead. 'Cause I was going to talk about something else that Rob had brought to my attention that
No,
I
go
thought
for it.
about,
Yeah.
which was like wanting to know a little bit more about Tiana's background
Yes.
and how her character got to that
Yeah.
point, because we see her family when she kind of like
Yeah.
gets pregnant and has to like chill, because baby, you're with child, you need to sit
Yeah.
down. And then Leo's talking to her, I guess, mom and grandmom or whoever those women were to her,
Hmm. Hmm.
and they say she comes from, a long line of revolutionaries, and so we know that this is kind of
Who
in
she
her
is.
DNA and who
Yeah.
she is. But I would have liked to have seen like a flashback scene or two
Mm.
of maybe like her mom or dad
Yeah.
doing their thing, or whoever kind of like ushered her into this way of life. So I would have liked a little bit more character development
Hmm.
from the Tiana character.
I hear
Other
that.
than that, I'm good.
I also feel like Leo. I would have liked to know how he got involved because I
Yeah, same.
wasn't sure
Yeah, also, yeah, same with him.
what
I
was up
think that
with
would have been
him.
nice. Yeah.
Um, it's interesting. I heard two sets of feedback. One, someone was like, again, looking at social, some man said he couldn't watch it because Black women don't leave their children. So the idea of the
Oh,
Tiana Taylor character leaving her child didn't feel like a Black woman thing and was like a poor portrayal of Black women. So I just want to put that out there that that's what people are saying.
okay.
And then I was gonna say something so shady there, but I keep forgetting we're on camera.
You put it on your camera so bad.
And then the other thing was shoot, my brother had brought up a point that I just oh, I need to start writing stuff down. That it was talking about like Leo, and I can't remember what it is now. But yeah, it was just like, oh, he was saying like, Leo did all this stuff to like protect her and to keep her out of the scenes and like ultimately rescue her and this whole car chase, stuff like that, only to
Right.
like let her go be revolutionary. And it was just like, well, what was the point? What was the point of all this? Like, because
Well, if I can
yeah,
offer a little something to that, I think because up until that point, she was not in it. She
mm,
was just like this thing that he was supposed to keep safe. By the time he meets up with her,
yeah,
she's off the old boy that was
right,
chasing her.
yeah,
She
yeah, yeah,
survived a kidnapping. She
sure,
got
yeah,
away.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So I
yeah,
think she kind of proved herself to him at
yeah.
that
She
point.
wasn't just a child anymore. She was
She
ready.
wasn't just a child. He was at that point, I feel like he was looking at her like, you're your mother's daughter. You're
Hmm.
good.
Right. You're not my daughter, but you're your mother's
Yeah.
daughter. but you're for sure her.
Right. So that's what I got out of that. It was kind
Yeah,
of like, no cell phones, no this. He was at that point, he just felt like he had this thing that was
yeah,
just his baby.
yeah.
Um, but by the time they get down that long
Promote to
What did
this
you think
world.
about that scene? Because I've heard some like conversations about that scene as well.
Oh,
Like
I
some
loved
people
it.
felt like it dragged on for too long,
No,
and
for
then
me,
some people were like, you needed that for the build up. I
no,
thought it was a beautiful. I thought it was
you did it for the
really.
build. I will. The one thing I will say that was, and my brother. So my brother, shout out to Miles. My brother, another film and a film buff. You know, when this film happened, he was like, "Chris, please go see this film because you're the only person I could talk to about it, right?" And so when
Okay.
I finally saw it, I texted him. I was like, "I saw it," and he was like, "I'm calling you." It was like in the morning. Anyway, we're talking through it, and we're going, you know, and he was like, he felt like the chase scene, although it was very dope, which I agree with. He was like, it was a little far fetched in the way that like that you knew who you were chasing because how did you know what car, right? Or like the scene
Yes,
where
agreed.
he's like, where's the bad man? Oh, the bad man with your daughter? Yeah, he went that way. It's like, how would you know that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that to me was the part that was a little but the actual up and down of it all with the music and like you don't know what's gonna
Yeah,
happen. To me, that was dope. You're
yeah.
building, and that was the one of the things about the film I did want to say is it's a long film, folks. It's almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
But it does not feel that long.
It doesn't.
You're
It
once it
moves.
starts, you're on it.
Yeah,
It's
it
not there's no
moves.
low point.
Because
Yeah.
I was very nervous
Same.
about that
Same.
timing
Yeah.
because I have a very hard time these days if I am not on my own couch
Yeah. And there's no captions.
sitting
Oh,
for anything
I'm
that
over.
long.
Yeah. Like there's no captions on the screen. I
So
can't check my phone. I can't use the bathroom. I'm stuck. Yeah.
yeah, I was nervous about that, but I was like, yo, surprisingly, I did
Mhm.
not feel that whole 245. Like I
Mhm.
really felt like this, you know, was because when Scorsese does a movie,
You feel
epic
it.
ass three,
You
yo, I
know.
feel every last one of
You
those
feel every
hours.
scene, every minute,
I
every scene
That's why I
change,
don't see
every
his
yeah.
movies in film. I have to watch his movies at home because I have to take a break. I always watch a Scorsese
When's the
movie.
last thing I've seen a Scorsese in the theater?
The Irish, what is it? The
Irishman?
Irishman.
I didn't
Yeah,
see that.
I definitely had to do that in part one and part two.
No, I think I don't think I saw that in theater. I think the last thing I might have seen was like I'm about to say
Please,
Goodfellas, but that's crazy.
sir, please
Wolf of
go
Wall
on.
Street.
Oh, Wolf. Again, I watched that at home.
I oddly enough, I saw that at a screening with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, my New York life was so
Of
good.
course
But
you
yeah,
did.
I saw that because I remember he talked about this is such a tangent, but he talked about as crazy as that film was, um, they had to leave a lot out because it was too crazy for film.
Jesus, what was it? A porno? What is happening?
Basically, I mean, it was really that kind of element, but like, yeah, that's the last thing I saw in theaters of his. I didn't see Irishman and Kills a Flower Moon.
I cannot do a
Yeah,
Martin Scorsese. If you went through that man's catalog and ran some stuff off, I might be able to hit one, but I know it is not anything in the last 10 years where every time I look at how long his movies are, I'll be like, I'll wait because I need to take a pause at the 1.5 mark. Sir, please edit. No, his stuff's good. So you can't
no,
be all the way
it's
mad
who he
at
is.
it,
It's gonna have a
but
third act, and it's what it is. You got to deal with it. There's not
he
changing it. It's not gonna be 2 hours. It's not happening.
yeah.
Yeah.
But to that end,
Mhm.
um, one battle after another did not feel like it was as long as it was. So
Not
I
at all.
did appreciate that. I
Not
did
at all.
appreciate
Not at all. Okay. Well, all right. So, I
that's
mean,
how we're feeling.
that's what we're feeling. We like
I
it.
was not, I don't know. People are gonna be like, ugh, we don't get it. I I'm sorry, like I just look at things and sometimes it can be intense. Like I get it. Like when we look at movies about even like, slavery and
Sure.
like
Sure.
stuff that's like really, really heavy,
Mm-hmm.
I might not be able to look at that stuff twice
Mm-hmm.
because the material is just so heavy
Mm-hmm.
and it's so emotionally charging. So I get why some people, are triggered by certain images. Like we have to understand that as a people, we are always looking at things through a lens of PTSD.
Sure.
Just
Yeah.
who existing in the world that we exist in.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely am like aware of the fact that just because I may not be internalizing certain images and having a visceral reaction to them,
But what?
I gotta let other people at
You're
this
right.
point
You're right.
have
I'm like, because
when
not,
the material is heavy. Now, I didn't see anything in this movie where like Tiana, it's not like she was raped. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like she was
but maybe
doing her
maybe
thing.
people think that. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe because like I'll say this. I wasn't sure what that was. Like I
Their
don't think it was great.
their dynamic is very weird because to this day, I still do not know if she was actually feeling him and
Right.
like got off on what they were doing,
Yeah.
or if she was just doing what she needed to do to keep him off her ass because
Right.
he literally was like some kind of law enforcement. So it's not like
Right.
he, didn't have the like they actually left that very open for
Yes.
me in a way that
Yes.
kind of annoyed me a little bit because
Yes.
I'm still sitting up here trying to think like, girl, did you
Yeah.
like him a
Did
little
you
bit
like?
or were you using
And
him?
was that your first time dealing with him when you see him at that like detention center thing when you tell him to get it up and that whole thing? That didn't feel like a first meeting to me.
No. They definitely knew each other from somewhere
Correct. Right.
prior,
So I'm
or
like,
he was on to him. Maybe
yeah,
she had been. They followed, because they're looking for who their
sure.
next target is going to be. So I'm
Yeah.
sure there was some intel and
Yeah.
trying to get a handle on like who these people are
Yeah.
that they're going to be going after.
Yes.
So I don't know if that was the dynamic,
And it's
but
hard because Tiana Taylor, like the way that I mean, everything everything is so like panther sex. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's like, it's hard to tell if
big
she's
feline
just,
energy.
yeah, if she, we love it. And we love her, right? Another person that, okay, I got to stop telling the story. Like, I went to her 18th or 21st birthday
All
party.
right, I'm just gonna go because ciao.
I think it was her 21st birthday party. I don't remember how old she is now, but I definitely was invited. I gotta find out.
She's
I
still in
went,
her early 30s, so
and yeah, and I'm 60. So I'm trying to think, how old was I?
please.
Because I remember seeing Drake there and laughing, which I mean, I guess still tracks, and being like, why is the dude from Degrassi here? So I remember what year it was, but I went to a birthday
Oh,
party.
if he was still the dude from
He
Degrassi
was
to you,
it
it
was
was
still, yeah.
very
I think
early.
he might
So
have just had like, it's like maybe right before mixtape Drake. It might have been like 2008, 7. Anyway,
that might have been 2006.
yeah, it might have been because I moved. It was later than 6. I moved
Oh,
to New York in
five,
2006.
06.
So at any rate, I didn't know who he was. Who said he was wheelchair Jimmy. But yeah, so I feel like that part. I'm still not sure what their dynamic was. Sorry, Tiana and Sean Penn. And so that's also what kind of threw me off from it all because it's like, were you playing with his emotions? Did you actually like him? Like what was it? So I don't know. I'm like, but that note on the wall would tell me that you didn't like him, that you were playing with
Yeah,
him
like to me, I feel like she was maybe using the power that she had because that man was obsessed.
correct.
That man was
And
obsessed.
ready to
Okay,
tell everybody. I'll
listen,
tell your mother, I'll tell your friends, I'll tell anyone whose heart can comprehend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Janet and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, because that was the energy.
baby,
Like,
that man was open.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I think just the kind of woman that she was, this I can't be tamed. I will, use what I have to
Mm-hmm.
destroy you if I
Yeah,
have to.
sure.
Like, is she giving that? Is it a power trip?
Right.
That's what that note on the door
To me,
kind of
yeah,
alluded to. Yeah,
yeah.
I get that for sure.
Like
Yeah.
well, also she was a character that like no one owns her. I'm not
Yes,
tied
her
down to
own
any of them.
child. Her
Not my
own
own
baby
child.
couldn't keep her set.
Yeah.
So,
So you
yeah.
definitely are not going to be, and also this was fun, but I'm over it. I'm ready to do the next thing, which I mean, I think
And
that's
is the thrill of being with that Sean Penn character is Lockjaw just another like thrill that just is added to her,
Yeah.
arsenal, because she is definitely like a loose cannon type of character where,
Mhm.
there's something's a little off. She
Yeah.
needs the thrill, she needs the crazy of it all.
Sure. Sure.
So being with somebody like him, she knows
Mhm.
everything this man is about.
Yeah.
Had a gun to his head and,
Mhm.
and freed all of his captives. So you
Right.
know what he's about.
Yeah.
So, is that the draw? Is it just this? I'm just so crazy that this turns me on. Just
Yeah.
this whole taboo situation
Mhm.
does it for me. So I don't know. I feel like if people focused more on those questions over the
Yeah.
vernacular.
No, I think, yeah, I just don't understand. I don't know what they were expecting. I'd be curious if I cared enough to put myself in the lion's den or the lioness den
You
to
have.
ask, like, what would be a better set of language that you think would have made it less extra? Because she was extra. I mean, she as a character was extra, whether she was black, white, blue, whatever. Like that was the energy. Like the way she walked into spaces, the way she did, like she was not your average girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just feel like I don't know how else to process it other than that. You know what I'm saying? And I
I feel you.
wonder sometimes if it was someone else in that role. I don't know who it would have been, but I wonder if it was Taylor Page. I wonder if it was someone who was like a known actress,
Mhm.
if it would have hit differently. I don't know. That's what I'm not mad at the casting. I actually think the casting is right, but I'm just curious
I do.
from, the way people reacted to that, because every character, to my knowledge, brought something in. Even Benicio del Toro, it was his idea to have
We
the
love
people.
Benicio.
Sure. We do. He's a great
Everybody
actor.
knows Benicio is Bay. Like it's fine. Like
Does
he's
everybody
just
know
one of
that?
the ones.
Okay.
Listen, take a poll. You
Okay,
take a
we'll put it
poll.
in the comments of the pod. We'll put it on Instagram. But
He's one of those wolf man characters
sure.
that just
Yeah, got it.
shows up.
Yeah, got it.
Listen,
He was
ever
actually
since Usual Suspects.
he's great. He's a phenomenal actor. Phenomenal. But apparently it was his idea to add in the folks that detained or the folks hiding in where he worked and where he lived. That was his
Okay.
idea to add that to the film. So this is what I'm saying. I feel like everybody who was part of this film brought something authentic
Collaborative,
to the
yeah.
story. That's the only way it can happen. Otherwise, it's so I don't know what people want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what they wanted to talk the King's English. Maybe it wasn't enough. Maybe they wanted her to be a Spelman grad that
It has to
like
be Margot Robbie. Like
Margot Robbie is crazy.
it had to be ScarJo. Like it had to be. Listen,
Listen,
it's very, like I said, it's very difficult for a lot of people to process the image of
mm-hmm.
Black woman
Yeah,
and white man, especially when it's like super lusty the way that it
mm-hmm.
was in that movie. But I will
Yeah.
say, without the dynamic, at least between the Tiana Taylor character and Sean Penn's character, like you literally don't have a film if you don't have that element
Right.
there.
That's the whole
So
point. That's
that's
what
that's literally the move.
that's the
That's
film.
it.
And I don't
Yeah.
know I don't know. Anyway, I can't. I'll just
It's
get
the
annoyed.
messenger,
Yeah,
bro. It's the
yeah,
messenger.
it's a
Listen,
messenger. It's a
that
messenger.
movie needed to be done by Anton Fuqua, and we wouldn't be having this
Oh yeah,
conversation.
if this was Steve McQueen
Yeah, yeah.
or Mara or what's it? Shoot, what's the name? It's right there. Did Moonlight. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is bad. This is bad. I have to be better. Barry, that's half of it.
Barry Jenkins.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
If Barry Jenkins did this, but then look, let people tell it. I had people upset about that film.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
But not even the, the queer of it all, because that's a whole other conversation. But Mahershala Ali's character.
Oh, I've only heard people be mad at the queer
No,
part.
I mean that's always going to be the case. But like Mahershala Ali, not always, hopefully, but like that's going to be
Yeah, can we, yeah, hopefully we, you know.
like, but like Mahershala Ali, they were like, oh, why was he a drug dealer? What's up with this negative imagery? I was like, did you feel this way about The Wire, New Jack City?
Oh no,
Everything?
I've only seen people praising his
No,
character.
people, I saw people being like, why did
Wow.
he, this is so bad. Like, why are we uplifting? But I know that's not real. But this is what I'm saying. Like, because to me, when you call out stuff like that, it means like you don't like this film because either it bothered you or you didn't understand it or it felt too real. And so because of that, now you have to kind of like go after it. But it's not a real.
And when we have that kind of critique,
Mm-hmm.
whose gaze are we pinning that against? Because as a person of color who knows that Black drug dealers exist or Black queer people exist or whatever, like if we're looking for portrayals of us,
Yes.
we don't want to be pigeonholed
Correct.
by certain,
Correct.
images of us.
Yeah.
But let's not be weird and act like we don't know that these people exist.
Or they're not our
Or
friends
that
or our
these
cousins or
characters.
our fathers or and that's the part because like I'll say about like Moonlight, which I know a lot of people wouldn't see, and I get it. Like, sure, do your thing. But like I thought that those beginning scenes, the stuff with, I mean, okay. All right, now we're opening a can of worms. So let me try to contain it because I have feedback on Moonlight and it has nothing to do with these characters. One particular actor slash actress that I felt like was a miscast, but we'll get there another day.
Ooh,
I mean,
okay. Ooh,
we can
okay.
do it now. We can do it
I
now.
mean,
I'll
do
just
we need a
drop it.
Moonlight
I'll
episode?
just,
Because I feel like
probably.
we're packing so
I
many
mean,
things.
I'll just drop it and then we'll go back to the point I was on to make. So for me, the miscast was the mother,
Oh, okay. Okay.
Naomi Harris.
Yeah.
That accent,
I can
I'm
agree
like,
with
why are you talking like a slave? This is
yeah,
a
yeah,
film
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But so what I really enjoyed about Moonlight for many reasons, but like the particular scene where, well, first of all, I think it's important to acknowledge that the way that Mahershala Ali's character looked out for this young guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Which is what everybody that I like, the stuff that I was
yeah,
saying was coming
yeah,
from that point.
that's and he did not have to.
Right.
And the conversation he has at the dinner table with him and Janelle Monáe and that whole thing, and like the idea that like certain areas or certain spaces that are quote unquote bad or whatever, the acceptance that happens when you're just yourself and understand, like to me, that film is so layered that if you're looking at just gay, straight, or whatever, you're missing the point.
Yes. I think
Yeah.
we as a people who are consuming
Yeah.
images of people
Yeah.
who look like us and stories
Mm-hmm.
that are surrounded by, images of people that look like us. As we're processing that,
Mm-hmm.
we have to add some depth
Mm-hmm.
to what it is that we are looking at.
Yeah.
We have to add some depth. Like, I understand that our existence as a people is politics,
Sure.
right? The whole reason why we are here is a political thing. We're the only group of people on this planet that can say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we are people that were created literally out of a situation, out of a political situation. So I understand that is always going to be, on the foundation of everything that we do.
Yeah.
But if we're ever going to reach the heights creatively that we're trying to get to, I think we have to learn to divorce ourselves from the emotion a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like we gotta start doing that a little bit, because if you don't, you're not giving us the space to be layered, nuanced, complex characters on film. Like you can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
You have to be accepting of you can't be bitching every 5 minutes about us not being a monolith and then be pissed off every time you see a different version of us on
Yeah.
film. Like
Yeah.
those two things don't go together.
Yeah.
You gotta pick one. Like either you want to see us or you don't. And if
And
you want to see us, you have to understand that whoever is telling our story,
Mhm.
it's them telling the story. It's
Right.
not our story as a whole, and
Right.
it doesn't have to
Yeah.
be.
It's not an
It's
encyclopedia. It's
okay.
not a book.
Yes.
It's not fact. It's just a
It's
story.
not, it's all fiction.
It's all fiction. And I think unfortunately, the other issue is that like we don't understand that like film and TV, but particularly film and film that wins Oscars and gets the award thing, it's complex character, flawed people. It is not the best representation. That you got to do in your communities. That you got to do at home. That you got to like, you know what I'm saying? Like that you got to deal with in your own life. The
Right.
mess, like when you see the films that win have won across from decades, whatever, it's flawed characters. Have you
Yeah,
seen
if you have the
Oscar?
occasional outlier with like, the sound of music or like some
Sure.
random shit will
It's a
pop in
musical
every now and
always,
again.
just so we're clear.
Right. A musical is always going to come in and monkey wrench that.
Or
But
yeah,
other than that,
a musical and or a biopic, and because they kind of like cherry pick the story they want to tell
yeah.
there. But generally speaking, the films from your American Beauties to your whatever the case may be, Sound of Water, whatever the case may be, like it's going to be a flawed, insane movies like Room, movies like
Yes.
what's the one? Shoot. There's one like right on top of my like something I can't remember, but like there's so many films that have one. The one that we loved, with the dog that should have got the Oscar. Oh my God.
Oh, was it like The Fall or
Yeah, Anatomy of a Fall.
Anatomy of a Fall? Yeah.
Flawed characters. That is what people want to see because that is the story. That is interest. If you want happy-go-lucky stories, go watch Lifetime. Go watch two. Like that's where you're gonna see the happy endings and the, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the people
Right.
who are perfect. And so I feel like we have, to our earlier conversation from last episode, we have to understand what art is and that it's not always going to be comfortable and it's subjective, but also like it doesn't have to be like fairy tale.
Right.
Because low-key fairy tales at the core of them were dark. Little Mermaid, dark.
That
Snow White, dark. Lion King, dark.
every
Like
mythology story and all the things that are built from that come from pure chaos.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But
Little
we are
Mermaid
not allowed to be,
is the darkest story ever.
yeah.
So,
We're not allowed to tell dark stories when it comes to I just feel like what we carry historically and what we've been through
and I
is
get
just
it.
so hard. Yeah,
I
that's
get
what
it.
I'm saying. I get it because
get
it
it.
is so hard after your image has been portrayed so crazily by, people who have absolutely no idea what your life is like, what you've experienced. They're just giving straight bullshit and slapping your face on it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But if we're ever going to move away from that, we have to start making space for, you know what I mean, just certain things, or don't watch the shit. Like, go,
Also, don't watch it.
there's also
Everything doesn't need a think
that.
piece. Everything doesn't need because guess what? Like the real things to be upset about are not on screen.
Hello.
They're not on screen. Like they're happening in real life. They're happening in your government. They're happening in your schools. Or it's
At
not
your
it's not
job, in your
it's their job, in your
family.
family, and
Block it.
but that, I mean, that has to make you look this way. And nobody wants to do that. So
Wow.
like
Listen.
N-word? Nah. N-word? Yeah. All right. We'll take a little break here. And then we'll close out this episode, which I'm sorry, this episode's gonna be like 4 hours long. We're now a Scorsese film, but it's fine.
Yo, we went on mad tangents and it's okay because this is how we do.
Right, exactly. You're here for the ride. It's fine. No worries. All right, take a little break and we'll be back to close it out. So we are back. Why are you laughing? Look, here's the thing. I know we're having way too much fun. Look, we're not doing this podcast drinking again because we're having way too much fun. Sorry, Tyler
listen.
Murphy. But okay, so no, you were gonna say something before I cut you off. I mean, look, this discussion was fantastic. I mean, I think
No,
that
I was not expecting
no,
for
I know.
that little like recap of that
It low
movie
key could be another episode.
to
It could be.
go.
It might be a part
Look, do we
two.
need a part two? I
We
feel
might
like
need a part two
we need
because
to break this
I
down.
guess I had way more thoughts about this film than I thought I
Then
did.
initially, and look, we had the post
We
movie
did.
recap.
Sure.
We've chatted about this, but the
Yes.
more we talked about it here,
Mhm.
the more stuff started to come up, which
Mhm.
that's why we're here. So that's good. But
Mhm.
yeah, I am interested in seeing what people think about the movie once they see this episode and hear like kind of
Yeah.
what we thought
Yep.
about it
Yep.
and see, kind of what their thoughts are
Mhm.
from that point.
Yeah.
But I do know like a few people who were just like, ugh, I can't. This is so horrible. Like some of the reactions
Horrible?
I was getting, I thought when I was like, God, what am I walking into? Like,
No.
this is gonna be crazy. But again, everybody's filtering everything through the lens of their own experiences, as I always say.
Yeah.
And I am truly blessed in a sense that I just grew up with a very strong sense of self.
Yeah.
And there's not too much that can really like shake that for me. Like you can't
Mm.
throw some random ass image
Yeah.
of a Black woman and think that I'm supposed to like in turn. I just know how like dope shit really is. So I'm never at a loss when it comes to like a good reference. So so let's, keep some things
That's
open.
I thought it's interesting because I think about like, yeah, I feel like every time I say something, it's opening another can of worms. I'm just gonna say that there are a lot of characters out there
Talk
people have
about it.
no problems with, right? Like no one has a problem. Again, it's about the messenger. No one has a problem with Medea or any people in the
Lies.
Medea. No one has a problem with. They have a problem with Tyler Perry, but no one's been like, oh, Medea is a terrible representation of Black women or like our Black
I feel
representation.
like that conversation has been had.
No, I don't think so. I think people have an issue with Tyler's films and TV shows, but when it comes to that, no. When it comes to, and then not even, I feel like the new TV shows, because you think about like Meet the Browns, all that stuff like that, people find that funny. They're not like, oh wait, you know what I'm saying? Like what happened? Like blah blah blah. Like again, it's about the messenger, it's about the character, because like people be extra across the board. Like I don't know. I feel like
Listen,
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen people have talked about Divorce in the Black and Beauty in the Black and like all the Queen's Men and all that kind of stuff for sure. But like no one's offended. No one's like, oh my God, how dare this person? They're like,
yeah,
this
they're not
person.
internalizing those images and saying this is a horror.
This
You're
is what I'm
right.
saying. Yeah, like whether or not you think it's good or not, it's fine.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
if you're
a
like Tiana Taylor can't act,
different
that's a
conversation. Yeah.
fair. That's if you feel that way, cool. If you feel like, oh, this is not believable conversation, I'm with that. But like, oh my gosh, how dare they be this extra for a woman named Jungle Rhymes with Pussy? That's nuts to me. But okay, all right,
No,
cool.
I feel you. You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
So okay, this went crazy. This one went crazy.
It was one bad after
Let's
another for
kind
real.
of we gotta bring it back. We gotta bring
All
it
right,
back.
all
So
right.
in conclusion,
Yes.
I'll ask, what was we're jumping back to girlfriends. I'm jumping back to
Okay.
girlfriends.
Yep.
Because that's where we started.
Yes.
What's your favorite girlfriends episode?
Woof. True to me, I don't have a favorite. I don't believe in
Okay,
favorites.
that's right.
Favorite as a one.
You hate rankings. I
I
forgot.
hate rankings. I hate lists. I hate one gotta go.
What's your tops that
But I
like
can tell you
when
the
that
episode.
episode is on, you're showing up?
There's a few of them. The Hypocrisy, the episode where it's season one, It's the episode where Joan is dating old boy who was also on Passion. Shout out to that show that you tried to shade many moons ago.
Oh,
And the dude with the hips who wore the girdle or were the
man hips. That's one of mine.
that's that and the Joan phone and continue it like that episode because I feel like the comedic stylings of that episode, the
Yo, the
ridiculousness
Joan.
and the fact that like that they took some risk there with that episode with the subject matter, but also like when they flash to him and he has on the Jason mask, but he has on the like tweed, very cinched in like Dior, Chanel kind of like that's insane. Like, is Mara Brock Akil okay? Like,
I'm
like
dying.
that joint, like that was to me one of my favorites. And the episode I brought up earlier, where
The game night.
the game night one, that one is one of my favorites. I think it's so good. It's the perfect back and forth of like conversation between men and women and like all that stuff. It's so like well acted and like it feels natural. Like you feel
It
like
feels
you're in the
so
room with them.
natural. It feels that episode and that scene in particular.
Mhm.
I have had that night so many
Yeah,
times.
we talked
That
about it.
with
Yeah,
company,
yeah.
like we all get together, we're
Mhm.
drinking, we're talking about just like all of the things. So yeah, I do love that
And
episode.
I'll say this, and this is kind of wild given what I said earlier at the beginning of this episode. The pilot. The pilot's one of my favorite episodes.
Not the one where we got
No, not the pilot with those
not
other.
weird Lynn. You're talking
Now
about the
the actual
like all the
pilot,
girls are
toe
there.
sucking
So which
Charles,
one is
and
like wait, which one is that? Refresh
that's
me.
toe sucking. That's Joan's birthday when she lies and says she's still 26, but she's 29, and that's when you find out Tony is dating Charles, toe
The
sucking
dude that
Charles.
yes. Okay,
And
yeah.
like they
That's a
have
good
that thing, and that's stinking up the joint, and like
one.
she comes out of her dress for some reason. Like it's got all of these
Okay, yeah.
elements,
So
like
that is the pilot.
that's the pilot,
Jeez.
and that's the
Okay,
episode I watch once a month.
yeah. Wow.
So like I think, I mean, there's a lot, but those two or three, I think like the pilot, the hypocrisy, the game night one. Trying to think if there's any others that I really. Oh, and the episode where they go to LA. They go to LA and
Maya?
and somebody from Coach
No, they
like
went to
that.
New York. They went
Yeah,
to
when
New
they go.
York.
Sorry, you're right. New York, right?
Yeah,
They
they
live
went
in
to
LA.
New York for
Yeah.
Maya's book
Yes,
signing. Yeah, I
yes.
forgot about that, but that's a good one.
That's one of my
Yeah.
favorites. Yeah. So
When
I think
she kept dragging them for being coach. Oh my
and
God, I
pulled
love
that
it.
like curtain, like all that, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I call my mom Maya
Right.
for that reason
Yes.
because
Yeah, Coach is
Miss
not her
Ma'am
thing.
is not
Yeah.
getting on a plane unless it's first class, honey. And
We love that for her. We love that for her. I want to.
the questions about what goes on in economy are nuts. I'm like, okay, now
Lady, relax.
you want to do that in economy, girl?
No, that's
Okay,
it.
Maya.
Right.
No, that's funny. That's hilarious.
Well, yours.
Okay.
Or what's your? Do you have more than one? Because I know.
Oh,
I
I do.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do. I
yeah.
do. So my first one is ooh, wait, because I just thought of another one. Okay.
Okay.
First one is Tony's and this kind of spans a couple of episodes, but Tony's wedding when Joan cannot
Oof. I'm
handle.
happy for my friend Tony.
Yes.
I'm happy. Oh yeah. Woof.
Her and
Yeah.
Ellis and the whole thing of
Oh,
like
the worst. God.
just don't get me started. Let me find out girlfriends needs apart too.
Right.
Yeah, so the whole like
Well, we'll do an episode of like the
married.
worst partners, and it'll be across shows.
Oh
So
my God. Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be Ellis, it'll be Berger, it'll be everyone William dated, etc. Yeah. So yeah.
What's your worst dating moment for William? Because mine is when he was pursuing Jill Scott. I hated that whole thing.
Oh, that was bad. I mean, they were all bad, except for Monica. It was Jill Scott, and then Yvonne was pretty bad.
Yeah, the Yvonne wore me out. The
Yeah.
Ivana dog wore me out for
Yeah.
sure. William was meant to be with Monica, and that's just that on that. Okay, so yes, that episode I love as far
Mhm.
as Joan losing it over Tony getting married.
Yeah.
And then I also love the episodes where Maya starts cheating with that crazy dude
With
Stan.
Stan? Oh yeah.
And then he had the audacity to start showing up
Oh,
after he
that
wanted
was
to be
class.
done
That
with him.
was Chef's kiss. When he
Oh,
showed up, it was playing video games with Darnell. Darnell,
and
yeah.
when he started singing "You Light Up My Life," remember when he started singing? Oh my God, I feel
It's
like
funny because that actor who played that role. So this is so random. There's a
please don't tell me
film.
you had brunch with that man because
No,
I'm
no, I never had brunch with a man. I had drinks with the Last Dragon, but not brunch with that man. I did, yeah. That's another story for another day. But the dude who played Stan was also the dude in Living Single, who played the dude who lost all that weight that like Regine was pressed. Yeah.
Yes.
And he was in this film called Breaking Out. Called Flash Forward, that was like produced by like Sidney Poitier, about these dancers slash singers that like moved from Ohio to New York to like pursue this career and like
Oh,
dance.
I don't know
Oh yeah,
this.
no, it's like a cult classic,
But
deep cut. Michael DiLorenzo
that's
from
right.
New York
I know you're
Undercover's in it, of course, as a
yeah.
dancer, and
Of
like
course, because
it's
that's what he does. That's his
yeah.
background for
So
real.
that dude that played Stan was a singer and a dancer. He was the lead singer and dancer in this like dance troupe slash.
Wow,
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
I've
So I remember
never.
him from that. But yeah, anyway. So yes.
But when you bring him up with Regine, that's what she ended up with.
Is that right?
That's who ended up, I think that is who ended up actually proposing to Regine, and her ushering off the show is being with
Yes.
him
That's probably
because
right.
he owned some company,
Yes.
right? And
Yep.
she had to do that party for him.
Yes. Mhm.
And that's when she jumped in front of somebody that spilled their
Yes.
wine, and
It
she
was
jumped in
Max.
front of
Speaking
it.
of Mooch, yeah. Max went
No,
for the last thing, and so then she knocked it over and she jumped in front. And
yes, that's who she ended up with.
speaking of
Wow.
episodes, that's one of my favorite Living Single episodes.
Also true. Yeah, for sure.
With
I agree.
Queen Latifah singing "Hello, Dolly." Like
Yeah.
that show wasn't serious. Okay, sorry, derailed. Go ahead. Yes. So like, why would she sing that? Why would she sing "Hello, Dolly"?
So hard to say hello, Dolly. That's so funny. I don't even know what we were
No,
oh,
we're talking
the
about your favorite
favorite
episodes. So
girlfriend
you said for
episode.
sure the one
Yeah,
with
so
the
Tony's
Maya.
wedding, Maya's stalker,
Mm-hmm.
and then the one where Joan thinks she's an it girl and goes to that
Oh, I hate
party.
that episode.
Oh, that
I hate that episode. It's too depressing. I can't watch people play themselves. That's one thing I can't do. Yeah,
oh,
like in real life and also on like.
but that is like,
And the car fell down a joint, and
oh,
then
but she
she
couldn't.
missed.
Oh my God. No, the worst was when Wayne Brady told her she wasn't even that cute. Okay. He read her for blood and left that lady stranded.
Brandon.
Okay. I said, Joan, honey, yo, those episodes
That
when
episode, I
Joan was,
can't.
oh my, that,
She thought she
yo,
was that
that
girl.
got so good. That was so good. The progression of that character
Mm-hmm.
from lawyer, super type A, all
Yeah.
of the things. And then she starts winning and starts really smelling herself
Mm-hmm.
and had to be humbled. And then the friendship dynamic
Yes.
that created between her and Tony has always been something that kind of like messed with me because I always was like, Joan, how could you do that to Tony? She
She
like really
always
made
like
you.
that.
But then you got to think of all the shit Tony did to
That
Joan.
was my thing. Like to me, it was like,
But it's such a like I'm
but
so pulled with that.
because somehow it was okay, and I've also been in this role. Somehow it was okay for Tony to do that because that's just who she was. Like Tony is,
And that's
you
what
know,
made me, because I had, my situation that I had
yeah,
in real life
yeah, mm-hmm,
where, somebody thinks that you're supposed to just put up with them
yeah,
and deal with their shit, and
mm-hmm,
they're never supposed to grow, evolve, or be better.
mm-hmm,
And if you're really their friend, you just have to accept that. I
Yeah.
I'm so over that.
Yeah.
But at that point,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Tony had actually changed into that
Agreed.
better person.
Yeah, her being a mother and all that
Her becoming
stuff.
a mom, the way she was. Remember when her Maya started getting really close and
Yeah.
bonding and hanging out more? She was so sweet to Maya. Like Tony had actually
Yeah.
grown up
She
a
had
little
grown up.
bit.
Yeah.
And so by the time Joan did that to her, she
Yeah.
kind of didn't deserve it
She didn't deserve
anymore.
it then. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why it was so hard for me to kind of be like, Joan, how dare you? Like, you really,
But it was
really,
the
really
one time.
I know. I know. I know.
But somehow it's like, but that's the thing about being that friend. It's like you're always there. So like this is the one time I truly needed you. It's not even just like we're beefing. It's like I needed you to be this person and you weren't there. You know what I'm saying? Like because you were out having big fun at the Hollywood party and you got played and
Ugh.
that was so embarrassing.
The reason why you weren't there, like if the reason why you weren't there is because you went to go turn up and the night was lit and everything fell into place. That's
Sure.
one thing.
Yeah.
But you went somewhere to look crazy
Yeah, everyone was not interested in
and
what you
not
had
show
going
up
on.
for me. Oh,
Yeah.
that
And then
was
we
when
never saw
that
her
show got
again.
real. Yeah, that show got real.
That's why I was
Now
annoyed that she left after that because it was
listen,
like,
I will never accept Tony not being on that show.
no.
But the way that she departed was kind of dope because it really did give you
Mm-hmm.
her storyline
Yeah.
in a neat kind of way. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
just disappear and we don't hear
Right.
from her anymore.
She
Like
didn't go upstairs and
Judy
never saw
Winslow.
her again.
It wasn't the Judy Winslow of it all. Like
Yo, the
they
way
gave
they
us a
did
little bit
our
of closure.
yeah, and it makes sense. Oh yeah, she would go to New York and try to make it work with her
Yeah,
son
I'm
and
gonna
father.
move. I already don't mess with this bitch anymore.
Yeah,
So I'm just gonna go closer to the father of
yeah,
my child, and we're gonna be cordial co-parents. So
yeah.
it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
And her being in New York made sense. It wasn't like she moved to like Walla Walla, Washington, or someplace that Tony would never be. So we get
Right.
it. She didn't go back to
She didn't go back
Fresno.
to Fresno. Right.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So being in New York, being closer to her baby daddy, like we get all of that. So I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate how they did it.
That's some
And
good
the
writing. Oh my
storyline leading
God.
up to the end of that friendship was so good. It
Yeah.
wasn't like that was the natural
Yeah.
progression falling out of
And
that
like
friendship.
exactly and Maya and Lynn meeting with both of them, but you can't meet with them
But you
because I've been
right.
there where it's like
Yeah.
you have a person no one rocks with in the middle, but you don't want to let you with them, so you got to try to figure it like
Yep. So
her
yeah,
writing was there, yeah.
the star she did her thing.
Yeah.
So those are my episodes. I mean, and
Okay.
of course there's plenty more where
Sure.
they're just like they're my favorites because like I do love man hibs. I love the Cinco de Mayo when they're
It's holiday time, yeah.
Cinco de Mayo was holiday time and like Jill having to tell William, you are in love with Joan Carroll Clayton, and I need you to accept this. Even though I hate that that was kind of like the beginning of them trying to force their
I
relationship
didn't
on.
need the Joe Scott character at all. That could have stayed on there.
I know it
I
was so
thought that was
random.
so random.
It was so random. Like,
I did
and
not enjoy that.
the only reason why I say it worked is because William is so random that
Yeah.
I could see him actually, like, I could see his character
But for him
just
to be this
so
like
pressed to look for love that
Republican kind of guy, I feel like who he dated did not line up to that set for Monica.
didn't. But that's the randomness of it all. That
Sure.
is like what happens when people are so
Right, I just
pressed.
want to be with someone. Yeah, exactly.
Let me
And
just
William
try
really
it with
did really
anybody.
want love.
He did.
He was determined to have a partner.
William wanted to be booed up.
Yeah.
William wanted to be booed up. And that's what all of his decisions stemmed from, right?
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
situation with Bond, his situation with trying to go after Joan, his
Yeah.
situation with Bill Scott's character. Like it really, and even
Mhm.
how he played in Monica's face,
Yeah.
crazy. But that was where he
Did
needed
he
to
play
be.
her
Like
face? I'm like, I don't know if I'm nodding with that.
William was trash when it came to relationships. When you really think about it, he was crazy in relationships, but very on par for his character, who
Yeah.
is seemingly good guy and very
Mhm.
successful. And so you have a lot of things
Mhm.
about him that would
Yeah.
make you not really see, like, dude, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you're awful for real. Like,
Yeah.
You do a lot. You do a lot in these relationships. Like you
He
ain't that
lied
good
and
guy that everybody kind of like makes you
Kate's want to
out.
be his mom, so that's kind of wild. So
He
yeah.
what?
Kate's want to be his mom.
Yes. Like we still don't know who William's real mother.
Right, because he knew that she'd be upset with who he was trying to marry. So, respectfully.
He's nuts. You go back to those days when he was really trying Monica's patience, and she was like, I know you are not trying to play me. Like she had to get with William a
You mean
little
when she was
bit.
like, don't go to your friends, don't be the Santa at your friends thing, because I want to climb up
No,
the
I'm talking
ladder?
about when she really started. There was a moment where Monica really started trying and really started trying to be a housewife and all of the things.
Was that a
And
director's
he
cut?
was being,
I ain't see
she
that.
tried to cook a chicken for that man before, and he was very underwhelmed. She was like, I know I did not stay in this kitchen all day for you to be. Oh, you need to
A
go back.
chicken?
You
Okay.
need to go back to those Monica and William episodes. He did a lot to play in Monica's face, and she had to really check him.
I
She had
just
to check
recall her seeing a dude that she knew was an investment and went for it. I don't remember her playing in her
She
face.
did, but Monica really loved William. And when she finally let her guard down and was like, no, I want to be with this man, he started cutting up.
You must have seen the director's cut. I don't remember
Babe,
her. I remember her being in love with that man. I remember her
Sir,
saying this
please, this
real
was
deal.
not the director's
I'm
cut.
sorry,
Because you remember,
you got the Mara Brock Akil director's cut
I got the
because
secret tape.
you're a black woman
No,
in media and whatnot. I did not see those episodes, so
it happened. I'm telling
it
you.
happened to your friend's friend. Yeah, okay, yeah. Like, stop it. Okay, no, okay. Is it the last season
Happened.
when Tony leaves and it's like, the last two seasons where it's the white background, which is the three girls?
Yeah,
Is it
because
like
I feel like it's at the time when they're trying to bring Monica in as the fourth because
yes,
she
yeah,
got way more,
for sure.
camera
Yes,
time once
yeah.
they
Okay.
brought Tony out. So I do think it is around that time.
Because I
But
feel like
yes,
those are the episodes I've watched, but I don't know as well. So maybe I need, to your
so now
point,
you
maybe to
gotta
go back
revisit. You
and
gotta
go back
revisit
like
those
this.
last
Okay.
go back to like those last 3 seasons. Because they
Okay.
gave us like what 8 seasons of that show. There's a
Mhm.
lot of that show. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
go back to those later ones where Monica's character kind of steps up a little bit more.
We
And
love that because we love Monica, but yeah,
can we just talk about how, because usually when they bring in an extra character,
I
yo,
check
shout
out.
out to the fact that that is the only show that brought a side character kind of into more of the forefront and it didn't kill the show. Because usually when they try to bring new characters in, that's like truly the end.
Yeah, I think I was going through the list. So I was like, okay, Cody and Step by Step. All right, we loved it, but I guess it's a little.
Your favorite, which is Cousin Pam on the Cosby Show.
Well, it's a trifecta. It's a double whammy, actually.
Well, and also the Raven Simone of it. You hated Olivia. You didn't get into the whole Pam
I mean,
character,
low key, I
but
didn't like many of those characters on that show. It was like
we're not going
Claire
there.
and Theo.
No.
That's what and Rudy. That was the
Wrap
show.
this up, because now you're about to piss me off.
We're not doing Sandra. We're not doing Cousin Pam. We're not doing like any of those people. We're not doing the grandparents. Those all clicked.
I'll never understand why the grandparents catch a stray. They're on all of 4 episodes of the
Oh,
entire
more
show.
than 4 episodes. Yeah, I'll tell you why. It's when Heathcliff is trying to talk to his son. No, trying to talk to his daughter about her pregnancy, and everyone's getting the phone but him. And then the grandparents hang up the phone. It's like she needs her rest. It's like what? I didn't like that. That's another story for another day. I'm cutting that out of the episode because that's another story for another day. Because I'm gonna lose all stripes if I talk about,
No, you've got to let those grandparents
it's a
live.
cross. I mean, hey, it's a cross. It's those grandparents, it's the grandma in Family Matters.
I'm gonna say your beef with grandparents in TV shows is almost as unhinged as your beef with children in TV
They're one
shows.
and the same.
I
If
don't
I'm
know what
being honest. I'm trying to think of other grandparents I actually
not.
did like in a show, and it's not coming to me.
Okay, you need to unpack that with the therapist
Because
because
I love grandparents. I was grateful
you
to
love
have them in
kids
my
and
life. Yeah.
grandparents in real life. I don't
Yeah.
understand where this
It's
comes from.
depictions in film and TV that really TV, not so much film, that like not interested. All right, we're cutting it. That's done. All right. So
Yeah, you're gonna get
yes,
fried. I am not here for you with this mess.
I mean, you're gonna get fried for not being offended by the conversation
Listen, leave
and
me.
what Battle
I
of
have
Florida.
enough to be pissed off about, okay?
Hello.
Somebody's story is not
Yeah,
high
somebody's
enough on my
fictional
level.
story in the theater is not gonna,
Yeah, I
ruffle
am
my feathers.
way more concerned with what our elected officials are doing than what somebody's script is giving. Sorry.
Look
But
at
in
you.
any event, yeah,
All right,
that'd be great.
we'll call it, but yeah. So this is obviously a great conversation per usual. Sorry that it's 6 hours long, but that's fine. We have
No,
to talk
not
about. I don't know. We gotta split. Maybe split it up. I don't know. Maybe with video, it's not. Look, Joe Biden be on for like 4 hours, so it's like shout out to Mark Lamont Hill for standing on business and his thing, but like
down.
heal the town. Shout out to Philly, shout out to Temple, etc. All right. You can catch us on Instagram, Friends in Real Life, on TikTok, Friends in Real Life. Our Instagram handles would be at the beginning, but you can
Yeah,
follow us
all
there
of
and
our
give
handles,
Tristan
everything's
some.
friends in real life. So just
Everything okay.
look
Friends
us
in Real Life
up,
across the board,
follow us.
except for X because they don't allow us to do it there, but that's fine. We're also Friends in Real Life on Threads.
Yes.
Yeah. And until next time, we will see you on screen. I don't know. Peace out. Peace. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you didn't record.
Okay. Where
Oh, it
was
showed up.
Yeah, it did.
So, but last time, did you do that or no?
I did, but I can't remember if I saw that record button come up the way that
Okay.
I just saw it now. So
Okay, cool. Well, at least as long as we have some of it, I mean, I think that like,
yeah, I know the first part for sure,
okay,
but
then
I'm
we're
not
good.
sure about one battle after another part.
All right, no worries.
But you got it. So
Yeah, as long as we have some of it, that
you're
the
recorded
major
somewhere. Yes. Cool.
hilarious. Okay, all right. We'll count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we are back. Why are you laughing? Look, here's the thing. I know we're having way too much fun. Look, we're not doing this podcast drinking again because we're having way too much fun. Sorry, Toy
Listen.
Murphy. But okay, so no, you were gonna say something before I cut you off. I mean, look, this discussion was fantastic. I mean, I think
I
that
was
like,
not expecting
no,
for
I
that
know.
little like recap of that
And
movie
low key could be another
to
episode. It could be.
go.
It might be a part
Look, do
part
we need
two.
a part two? I feel
We
like
might need a part
we
two
need to
because
break this
I
down.
guess I had way more thoughts about this film than I thought
Then
I did.
initially, and look, we had the post movie
We did.
recap.
Sure.
We've chatted about this, but the
Yes.
more we talked about it here, the more stuff started to come up, which, that's why we're here. So that's good. But yeah, I am interested in seeing what people think about the movie once they see this episode and hear like kind of what we thought about
Yep.
it
Yep.
and see, kind of what their thoughts are from that point.
Yeah.
But I do know like a few people who were just like, ugh, I can't. This is so horrible. Like some of the reactions I
Horrible?
was getting, I thought when I was like, God, what am I walking into? Like this is gonna be crazy. But again, everybody's filtering everything through the lens of their own experiences, as I always say.
Yeah.
And I am truly blessed in a sense that I just grew up with a very strong sense of self.
Yeah.
And there's not too much that can really like shake that for me. Like you can't throw some random ass image of a Black woman and think that I'm supposed to like in turn. I just know how like dope shit really is. So I'm never at a loss when it comes to like a good reference. So so let's, keep some things open.
I thought it's interesting because I think about like, I feel like every time I say something, it's opening another can of worms. I'm just gonna say that there are a lot of characters out there people have no problems with, right? Like no one has a problem. Again, it's about the messenger. No one has a problem with Medea or any people
Lies.
in the Medea has a problem with. They have a problem with Tyler Perry, but no one's been like, oh, Medea is a terrible representation of Black women or Black
I feel like that
representation.
conversation's been had.
No, I don't think so. I think people have an issue with Tyler's films and TV shows, but when it comes to that, no. When it comes to, and then not even, I feel like the new TV shows, because you think about like Meet the Browns, all that stuff like that, people find that funny. They're not like, oh wait, you know what I'm saying? Like what happened? Like blah blah blah. Like again, it's about the messenger, it's about the character. Because like people be extra across the board. Like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen people have talked about Divorce in the Black and Beauty in the Black and like All the Queen's Men and all that kind of stuff for sure. But like no one's offended. No one's like, oh my God, how dare this person? They're
Yeah, they're
like,
not
this
internalizing those images and saying this is a horror. You're
is
right.
what I'm saying. Yeah, like whether or not you think it's good or not is
Yeah,
fine.
that's a
If you're like Tiana Taylor can't act,
different conversation. Yeah.
that's if you feel that way, cool. If you feel like, oh, this is not believable conversation, I'm with that. But like, oh my gosh, how dare they be this extra for a woman named Jungle Rhymes with Pussy? That's nuts to me. But okay.
No, I feel you. You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
So okay, this went crazy. This one went crazy.
It was one
But
bad
let's
after
kind
another for
of
real.
we gotta bring it back. We gotta bring it
All
back.
right.
So
All right.
in conclusion,
Yes.
I'll ask, what was we're jumping back to girlfriends. I'm jumping back to girlfriends.
Okay. Yep.
Because that's where we started.
Yes.
What's your favorite girlfriends episode?
Woof. True to me, I don't have a favorite. I don't believe in favorites.
That's right.
Favorite as a one.
You hate rankings. I forgot.
I hate rankings. I hate lists. I hate one gotta go.
What's your tops that like
But I can tell
when
you
that
the
episode is on, you're showing up?
There's a few of them. The hypocrisy, the episode where it's season 1. It's the episode where Joan is dating old boy who was also on Passion. Shout out to that show that you tried to shade many moons ago.
Oh,
And the dude with the hips who wore the girdle or were the
fan hips. That's one of mine.
that's that and the Joan phone and continue like that episode, because I feel like the comedic stylings of that episode, the ridiculousness and the fact that like that they took some risks there with that episode with the subject matter, but also like when they flash to him and he has on the Jason mask, but he has on like tweed, very cinched in like Dior, Chanel kind of like that's insane. Like, is Mara Brock Akil okay? Like that joint, like that was to me one of my favorites. And the episode I brought up earlier, where
the game night.
The game night one. That one is one of my favorites. I think it's so good. It's the perfect back and forth of like conversation between men and women and like all that stuff. It's so like well acted and like it feels natural. Like
it feels
like
so natural. It feels that episode and that scene in particular.
Mm-hmm.
I have had that night so many times.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah,
company, like, we all get together. We're drinking. We're talking about just like all of the things. So yeah, I do love that episode.
And I'll say this, and this is kind of wild given what I said earlier in the beginning of this episode. The pilot. The pilot's one of my favorite episodes.
Not the one where we got.
No, not the pilot with those other.
Weird, Lynn. You're talking about the actual
natural
like,
pilot.
All the girls are there.
Toe sucking Charles.
So which one is which one is that? Refresh me.
That's toe sucking. That's Joan's birthday when she lies and says she's still 26, but she's 29. And that's when you find out Tony is dating Charles.
The dude, yes. Okay,
and like they have that thing, and that's staking up the joint, and like she comes out of her dress for some reason. Like it's got
so that is the pilot. Jeez.
That's the pilot, and that's the episode I watch once a month.
Wow.
So like I mean there's a lot, but those 2 or 3, I think like the pilot, the hypocrisy, the game night one, trying to think if there's any others that I really. Oh, and the episode where they go to LA. They go to LA
For Maya?
and somebody from
No, they
Coach
went to
like
New
that.
York. They went to
Yeah,
New York.
sorry, you're right. New York,
Yeah,
right?
they
They
went
go
to
to
New
LA.
York
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
Maya's book signing.
Yes,
Yeah, I forgot
yes.
about that, but that's a good one. Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
When
Yeah. So I think
she kept dragging them for being coach, oh my God,
and
I love
pulled
it.
that like curtain, like all that,
Yeah.
like
Well,
yeah,
I
that's
call my mom Maya for
right.
that reason
Yes.
because
Yeah,
Miss
Coach is not
Ma'am
a
is
fan.
not getting on a
Yeah.
plane unless it's first class, honey. And with
We love that for her. We love that for her.
the
I
questions
aspire.
about what goes on in economy are nuts. I'm like, okay, now
Lady, relax.
you really doing that in economy, girl?
No,
Okay,
that's it.
Maya.
Right.
No, that's funny. That's hilarious.
What are
Okay.
yours? Or what's your
My
do you have more than one? Because
Oh,
I
I
know.
do. I
Yeah,
do.
right.
I do.
Yeah.
So my first one is ooh, wait, because I just thought of another one. Okay.
Okay.
First one is um Tony's and this kind of spans a couple of episodes, but Tony's wedding when Joan cannot
Oof.
handle.
I'm happy for my friend Tony.
Yes.
I'm happy. Oh yeah.
Her and
Oof. Yeah.
Ellis and the whole thing of
That
like
was the worst.
just
God.
don't get me started. Um, let me find out girlfriends needs apart too. Um,
Right.
yeah, so the whole like
Well, we'll do an episode of like the
married.
worst partners, and it'll be across shows.
Oh my
So
God. Ugh,
yeah.
yeah.
It'll be Ellis, it'll be Berger, it'll be everyone William dated,
Every
etc. Yeah. So yeah.
what's your worst dating moment for William? Because mine is when he was pursuing Jill Scott. I hated that whole
Oh,
thing.
that was bad. I mean, they were all bad, except for Monica. It was Jill Scott, and then Yvonne was pretty bad.
Yeah, the Yvonne wore me out. The Yvonne
Yeah.
girl wore me out for sure. And
Yeah.
William was meant to be with Monica, and that's just that on that. Okay, so yes, that episode I love as far as Joan losing it over Tony getting married. And
Yeah.
then I also love the episodes where Maya starts cheating with that crazy dude
With
Stan.
Stan? Oh yeah.
And then he had the audacity to start showing up
Oh,
after she wanted
that
to
was
be
class.
done with
That
him.
was Steph's kiss.
Oh,
When he started with playing video games with Darnell.
and when he
Yeah.
started singing "You Light Up My Life," remember when he started singing? Oh my God, I feel
Well,
like
it's funny because that actor who played that role. So this is so random. There's
please
a
don't tell me you had
film.
brunch with that man because I'm
No, no, I never had brunch with a man. I had drinks with the Last Dragon, but not brunch with that man. Yeah, that's another story for another day. But the dude who played
I
Stan
can't.
was also the dude in Living Single, who played the dude who lost all that weight that like Regine was pressed. Yeah,
Yes.
and he was in this film called Breaking Out. Called Flash Forward, that was like produced by like Sidney Poitier, about these dancers slash singers that like moved from Ohio to New York to like pursue this career and
Oh,
like
I don't
dance.
know this.
Oh yeah, no, it's like a cult classic,
Wait.
deep cut. Michael DiLorenzo from New York Undercover's in it, of course, as a dancer,
Of
and
course,
like
because that's what he does. That's his background
yeah.
for real.
So that dude that played Stan was a singer and a dancer. He was the lead singer and dancer in this like dance troupe slash.
Wow, I feel like
Yeah. So I remember him from that. But yeah, anyway. So yes.
But when you bring him up with Regine, that's who she ended up with.
Is that right?
That's who ended up, I think that is who ended up actually proposing to Regine, and her ushering off the show is being with him. Because he owned some company.
Yes.
Right? And she had to do that party for him.
Yes.
And that's when she jumped in front of somebody that spilled their wine, and she
it was Max.
in front of it.
Speaking of mooch, yeah. Max went for the last thing, and so then she knocked it over and she jumped in front. And
yes, that's who she ended up with. Wow.
Speaking of episodes, that's one of my favorite Living Single episodes.
Also, it's true. Yeah, for sure. I agree.
With Queen Latifah singing "Hello, Dolly."
Yeah.
That show's unserious. Okay, sorry, derailed. Go ahead. Yes. So like, why would she sing that? What was she doing with
It's
Dolly?
so hard to say hello, Dolly. That's so funny. I don't even know what we were
No, you're
the
talking about your
favorite
favorite
girlfriends
episode. So you
episode.
said for sure the one,
Yeah,
the,
so
the
Tony's
Maya.
wedding, Maya's stalker,
Mm-hmm.
and then the one where Joan thinks she's an it girl and goes to that
Oh, I
party.
hate that episode.
Oh, that
I hate that episode. It's too depressing. I can't watch people play themselves. That's one thing I can't do.
oh,
Yeah, like, in real life and also on like,
but that is like,
and the car fell down a joint and
oh, when
then she missed.
oh my God. No, the worst was when Wayne Brady told her she wasn't even that cute. Okay, he read her for blood and left that lady stranded. Okay.
Brandon.
I said, Joan, honey. Yo, those episodes when
That
Joan,
episode, I can't.
oh my,
He
yo,
thought she was
that
that
got
girl.
so good. That was so good. The progression of that character from
Mm-hmm.
lawyer, super type A, all of the
Yeah.
things. And then she starts winning and starts really smelling herself
Mm-hmm.
and had to be humbled. And then the friendship dynamic
Yes.
that created between her and Tony has always been something that kind of like messed with me because I always was like, Joan, how could you do that to Tony? She like really
You
needed.
always like that.
But then you got to think of all the shit Tony did to Joan.
That was my thing. Like to me, it was
But
like,
it's such a like I'm so
but
cool with that.
because somehow it was okay, and I've also been in this role. Somehow it was okay for Tony to do that because that's just who she was. Like Tony is,
And that's what
you
made
know,
me, because I had, my situation that I had in
yeah,
real life
yeah, mm-hmm,
where, somebody thinks that you're supposed to just put up with them and deal
yeah,
with their shit, and they're
mm-hmm,
never supposed to grow, evolve, or be better.
mm-hmm,
And if you're really their friend, you just have to accept that. I am
yeah,
so over that.
yeah,
But at that point, I feel
mm-hmm.
like Tony had actually changed into that
Agreed.
better person.
Yeah, her being a mother and all
Her
that
becoming a
stuff.
mom, the way she was. Remember when her Maya started getting really close and
Yeah,
bonding and hanging out more? She was so sweet to Maya. Like Tony had actually
yeah,
grown up a
she had
little
grown
bit.
up. Yeah,
And so by the
mhm,
time Joan did that to her, she
yeah,
kind of didn't deserve it
she didn't
anymore.
deserve it then. Yeah,
And that's why
yeah,
it was so hard for me to kind of be like, Joan, how dare you? Like, you really,
but
really
it was the one time.
I know. I know. I know.
But somehow it's like, but that's the thing about being that friend. It's like you're always there. So like this is the one time I truly needed you. It's not even just like we're beefing. It's like I needed you to be this person and you weren't there. You know what I'm saying? Like because you were out having big fun at the Hollywood party and you got played, and
Ugh.
that was so
And then
embarrassing.
the reason why you weren't there, like if the reason why you weren't there is because you went to go turn up and the night was lit and everything fell into place, that's one
Sure.
thing.
Yeah.
But you went somewhere to look crazy
Yeah. Everyone was not
and
interested in
not
you at
show up for
all.
me. Oh,
Yeah.
that was
And we
when
never
that
saw
show
her
got
again.
real. Yeah, that show got real.
That's why I was
Now
annoyed that she left after that because it
listen,
was like,
I will never accept Tony not being on that show, but
no.
the way that she departed was kind of dope because it
Mhm.
really did give you
Mhm.
her storyline
Yeah.
in a neat kind of way. She didn't just
Mhm.
disappear and we don't hear from her
Right.
anymore. Like
She didn't go
Judy
upstairs. You never
Winslow.
saw
It
her
wasn't
again.
it wasn't
Yeah.
the Judy Winslow of it all. Like they gave they
Yo,
gave
the
us a
way
little
they
bit of
did our,
closure.
yeah. And it makes sense. Oh yeah, she would go to New York and try to make it work with
Yeah,
her
I'm gonna
child's
move.
father.
I
And
already don't mess with this bitch anymore.
yeah,
So I'm just gonna go closer to the father of my
yeah,
child, and we're gonna be cordial co-parents. So it
yeah.
made sense.
Mm-hmm.
And her being in New York made sense. It wasn't like she moved to like Walla Walla, Washington, or someplace that Tony would never be. So we get it.
Right.
She didn't go back to
She didn't
Fresno.
go back to Fresno. Right.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So being in New York, being closer to her baby daddy, like we get all of that. So I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate how they did it.
That's some
And the
good writing.
storyline
My
leading
God.
up to the end of that friendship was so good. It
Yeah.
wasn't like that was the natural progression
Yeah.
of falling out of that
And like
friendship.
exactly, and Maya and Lynn meeting with both of them, but you can't meet with them because I've been there, where it's like
Yeah.
you have a person who
Yeah.
rocks with in the middle, but you don't want to let you with them, so you got to try to figure it like.
Yep. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah, the Star she did her thing.
Yeah.
So those are my episodes. I mean, and
Okay.
of course there's plenty more where
Sure.
they're just like they're my favorites because like I do love man hips. I love the Cinco de Mayo when they're
It's holiday time, yeah.
Cinco de Mayo's holiday time and like Jill having to tell William, you are in love with Joan Carroll Clayton, and I need you to accept this. Even though I hate that that was kind of like the beginning of them trying to force their relationship
I
on.
didn't need the Jill Scott character at all. That could have stayed on.
I know it was so
I thought
random.
that was so random.
It was so red.
I
Like,
did not.
and
I did not enjoy that.
the only reason why I say it worked is because William is so random that I
Yeah.
could see him actually, like, I could see his character
So
just
for him to
so
be this
pressed
like
to look for love that
Republican kind of guy, I feel like who he dated did not line up to that set for Monica.
didn't. But that's the randomness of it all. That is
Sure.
like what
Sure.
happens when people are so
Like, I
pressed.
just want to be with someone. Yeah,
Let me
exactly. And
just
William
try it with
really did
anybody.
really want love.
He did.
He was determined to have a partner.
William wanted to be booed up.
Yeah.
William wanted to be booed up. And that's what all of his decisions stemmed from, right? His
Yeah.
situation
Yeah.
with Vaughn, his situation with trying to go after Joan, his situation
Yeah.
with Bill Scott's character. Like it really, and even
Mhm.
how he played in Monica's face,
Yeah.
crazy. But that was where he needed to
Did
be.
he play
Like
in her face? I'm
even
like, I don't know if I'm nodding with that.
William was trash when it came to relationships. When you really think about it, he was crazy in relationships, but very on par for his character, who
Yeah.
this seemingly good guy and very
Mhm.
successful. And so you have a lot of things
Mhm.
about him that would make
Yeah.
you not really see, like, dude, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you're awful for real. Like, you
Yeah.
do a lot. You do a lot in these relationships. Like you aren't
And he
that
lied
good
and
guy that everybody kind of like makes you
Kate's
out.
want to be his mom, so that's kind of wild. So
He
yeah.
what?
Kate's want to be his mom.
Yes. Like we still don't know who William's real mother.
Right, because he knew that she'd be upset with who he was trying to marry. So, respectfully.
Yo, he's nuts. You go back to those days when he was really trying Monica's patience, and she was like, I know you are not trying to play me. Like she had to get with William a little
You mean
bit.
when she was like, don't go to your friends, don't be the Santa at your friends thing, because I want to
No,
come
I'm
to
talking about when
you?
she really started. There was a moment where Monica really started trying. I really started trying to be a housewife and all of the things.
Was that
And
a
he
director's
was
cut?
being.
I didn't
She
see
tried to
that.
cook a chicken for that man before, and he was very underwhelmed. She was like, "I know I did not stay in this kitchen all day for you to be. Oh, you need to go
A
back.
chicken?
You need to go back to
Okay.
those Monica and William episodes. He did a lot to play in Monica's face, and she had to really check him.
I just recall her seeing a dude that she knew was an investment and went for it. I don't remember her playing in her
She
face.
did, but Monica really loved William. And when she finally let her guard down and was like, no, I want to be with this man, he started cutting up.
You must have seen the director's cut. I don't
It
remember
was-
her.
this
I
was
remember her being in love with that man. I remember her
sir,
saying,
please. This was
"He'll
not
do
the
it."
director's cut.
You
Because
got
you remember,
you got the Mara Brock Akil director's cut
I got the
because
secret tapes.
you're a black
Oh,
woman in media and whatnot. I did not see those episodes, so
it happened. I'm telling you.
it happened to your friend's friend. Yeah, okay, yeah. Like, stop it. Okay, no, okay. Is it the last season when Tony leaves and it's like, the last two seasons where it's the white background, which is the three girls?
Yeah, because
Is it
I feel like it's at the time when they're trying to bring Monica in as the fourth because she
Yes,
got
yeah,
way more,
for sure.
camera
Yes,
time
yes, yes,
once
yes, yeah.
they brought
Okay.
Tony out. So I do think it is around that time. But
Because I
yes,
feel like those are the episodes I've watched, but I don't know as well. So maybe I need, to
so
your
now
point, I need to go back
You got to
and go
revisit
back and
those
revisit. Okay.
go back to like those last 3 seasons because they gave
Okay.
us like what 8 seasons of that show. There's a lot of
Mhm.
that show. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
go back to those later ones where Monica's character kind of steps up a little bit more.
Which
And
we love that because we love Monica, but yeah.
can we just talk about how, because usually when they bring in an extra character,
You know, I check
shout
out.
out to the fact that that is the only show that brought a side character kind of into more of the forefront, and it didn't kill the show. Because usually when they try to bring new characters in, that's like truly the end.
Yeah, I think I was going through the list. I was like, okay, Cody and Step by Step. All right, we loved it, but I guess it's
Your favorite, which is Cousin Pam on the Cosby Show.
It's a trifecta. It's a double whammy, actually.
Well, and also the Raven Simone of it. You hated Olivia. You didn't get into the whole Pam character.
I mean, low key, I didn't like many of those characters on that show. It was like
we're not
Claire and Theo.
No.
That's what and Rudy. That was the show.
Because now you're about to Theo.
We're not doing Sandra. We're not doing Cousin Pam. We're not doing like any of those people. We're not doing the grandparents. We're those all clips.
I'll never understand why the grandparents catch a stray. They're on all of 4 episodes of the entire
Oh,
show.
more than 4 episodes. Yeah, I'll tell you why. It's when Heathcliff is trying to talk to his son. No, trying to talk to his daughter about her pregnancy, and everyone's getting the phone but him. And then the grandparents hang up the phone. It's like, she needs her rest. It's like, what? I didn't like that. That's our story for another day. I'm cutting that out of the episode because that's our story for another day. Because I'm gonna lose all stripes if I talk about,
No, you've got to let those grandparents live.
It's a cross. I mean, hey, it's a cross. It's those grandparents, it's the grandma and Family Matters.
I'm gonna say your beef with grandparents in TV shows is almost as unhinged as your beef with children in TV shows.
They're one and the same, to be honest. I'm trying to think of other grandparents I actually did like in a show, and it's not coming to me.
You need to unpack that with the therapist because
I love grandparents. I was grateful to have them in
grandparents in real life. I don't understand where this comes from.
It's depictions in film and TV that really TV, not so much film. That like not interested. All right, we're cutting it. That's done. All right.
Yeah, you're gonna get fried. I am not here for you with this mess.
I mean, you're gonna get fried for not being offended by the conversation.
Listen, leave me.
And what
I have enough to be pissed off about. Okay, somebody's story is not high enough.
Somebody's fictional story in the theater is not gonna,
Yeah, I am way more concerned with what our elected officials are doing than what somebody's script is giving. Sorry. But
look at you.
That,
all right, we'll call it. But so this is obviously a great conversation per usual. Sorry that it's 6 hours long, but that's fine. We have to talk about. I don't know. We gotta split it up. I don't know. Maybe with video, it's not. Look, Joe Biden be on for like 4 hours, so it's like shout out to Mark Lamont Hill for standing on business and his thing. But like the town. Shout out to Philly, shout out to Temple, etc. All right. You can catch us on Instagram, Friends in Real Life, on TikTok, Friends in Real Life. Our Instagram handles would be at the beginning, but you can follow us there and give
everything Friends in Real Life. So just
everything okay. Friends in Real Life across the board, except for X because they don't allow us to do it there, but that's fine. We're also Friends in Real Life on Threads. Yes. And until next time, we will see you on screen. I don't know. Peace.